Okay, good evening, troopers. Commander on deck. Welcome, welcome. How's everyone doing? Hey, Glazer. Hey, Snowy. Hey, TOA. Hey, good sir. I hope everyone's doing good. Sorry. But yeah, it's time for the weekly debrief, guys. You will die when they're killed. They are. Unfortunate that happens. But hope everyone's having a good evening. And yes, it's time for the weekly debrief for all the debauchery and retarded bullshit that happened over the week. It's never gonna end, not anytime soon at least, so we're always gonna have something to talk about. But you know, it's always fun to just like chat and laugh at whatever bullshit's going on, and there's been a lot of bullshit. Good god. I hope you guys are doing good. I did mention that like things are kind of rough with me right now. I'm gonna talk about that towards the end of the week, the end of the stream, excuse me, because I don't want to bring the mood down. I'll leave you guys with like my announcement. I'm not gonna stop streaming before anyone like gets any like ideas. I just need to take a break, not because I want to, but because I'm needed somewhere else for a little bit. It will only be like half a week. It shouldn't be too long. So I will be having to step up. I won't be streaming like for like at least until Wednesday next week. But we'll go more into it as to the reasons why and what's happening at the end of the stream. So you guys, because I don't want to make this like a big deal, but it is a big deal on my end. So I just feel like I should be like transparent with you guys, at least a little bit. But yeah, we'll talk about that towards the end of the stream. But for now, let's talk about this bullshit. We can try to get to see how fucked the world is now. That was not as bad as it could be. Not as bad as it could be, but it's not as good as it could be either. That is true. I'm going to be assigned temporarily to another station. No, but we got pregnant. Damn, that's a pretty quick pregnancy. Actually, how long does a rabbit stay pregnant? How long is a rabbit pregnancy? It's only like a month. 31 to 33 days. Oh my god. I didn't know that. I never asked my mom. But no, I still wouldn't have enough time. Like I said, I'm only gonna be gone for like about half a month. Half a week. It's gonna be like a few days. Volunteer to impregnate. No! We don't need volunteers. I have plenty lined up. Anyway, let me turn on my music here. Make sure it's not too loud. And let's get into the craziness that happened this week. Let's get into it. Alright. Okay, so this is like the first most obvious thing that you guys probably heard about. Going in strong. I will say, like, I've been wanting to talk about Bungie and like the state of Marathon for a long while now, but it's usually like lower on the totem pole regarding like importance and things like that. So I kind of just like not ignoring it, but like it's something that I usually kind of like push to the end of the our topics, and then we never get to it because I am bad at organizing my time, and you know. It's like a low priority thing. Like Marathon is failing. Okay, yeah, we've known about this for like the past like we've known about this since like the first week of the game coming out. So like talking about it is just like it's literally like every other week. It's just like, oh, it's failing even more. Like, okay, it's nothing new, right? But this is the first real big oh fuck kind of moment for Bungie. Go Destiny, so hopefully the players base moves to Marathon. That's not gonna happen though. Nobody. Okay, let's just like talk about the big move. Okay, so Destiny 2 is officially going, not end of service, like this, you can still play the game and all that, but they're officially not going to be supporting the game anymore in terms of like new content and things like that. And I think the final day was like June 9th. Yeah, June 9th. Like they're not gonna add new content. Like June 9th is the last big update, which is kind of similar to what happened with Destiny 1. I should probably give a little bit of my history. I was big on Destiny. When Destiny was announced, I was still in high school. And it was like a big fucking deal. Like all the guys were talking about it. Like, oh my god, this is like the next Halo, and we were like super hyped and everything. And then we tried it, and it wasn't as good as I was hoping, but we still stuck with it, you know. It still had stuff to like about it. I know a lot of people really hate 1.0 story. It was not good. It made no sense. It was like pulling you in massively different directions. Like there was no structure, but eventually it started to get decent. And you know, I have a lot of like good memories in Destiny. And then 2 came along, and I bring that up because like when Destiny 1 was closing down, like similar to this, we had the moments of triumph, which is basically like listing all like the good stuff that happened, and like what did we like, going over like the history of like all the big wins we had, like the major raids and strikes and all that, and like yada yada yada. That they're kind of like gussing it up similar to that, but like considering how badly everything's been going on with Destiny, you know, like the lower quality of content, the expense of it all, Bungie has always had this bad ever since the end of Halo Reach, ever since Destiny 1. They started like going more and more into politics and like very ugly character design. Like I like Iora. She's right there, by the way. I like Iora. Like I respect her, but damn, is she ugly. She's not a Cortana, let's put it that way. Oh yeah, like every other character is gay now. Like okay, like I don't care. Like, can you make the game function? Can you make content fun? Can you stop sunsetting content? So like I paid for like the Osiris update with my own money. I paid that, and I can't access it to this day. That was like 7 years ago, because the game has been going for like 7 years now. Destiny 2 specifically. So it's like, I don't care if this character's gay. I want to play the content I paid for. So like it's this, and then you know, then they added like the microtransactions and the Everse. Nobody fucking likes Everse. The cosmetics and all that bullshit. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So these moments of triumph don't really hit the way it did back in Destiny 1, where yeah, Destiny 1 had its low points, but like overall, I would say Destiny 1 was like a pretty solid adventure. Like, you know, like we were like all in. We were the Guardians. We were happy. We were saving the last city and Earth and humanity and yada yada yada. We were having a great time. But so like this kind of hits different as like as a Destiny veteran, which I think I qualify as, because I don't see anything to be celebrating or be triumphant about. This is not the game I left. And I left for a reason. I left because I wasn't having fun. That was like 4-ish years ago, something like that. I forgot. Like I haven't touched Destiny in a long while. Back when Bungie still had goodwill. Yeah, and like that's the thing, like the goodwill of Bungie, just like I like Destiny. Like I like the universe. I like the idea of it. I had fun with it. I like the Guardians. I love the Vanguard, Iora, Cade, Zavala. They're great characters. They're cool. It's a cool universe. Like this is like a universe that I could have really gotten behind, but it just kept getting worse. So it's not the same. It's not the but it's not the same as like Halo, because Halo was like, it was a golden era. It was always perfect. But once Destiny came out, it slowly at first, but it was always going downhill. Bungie's credibility and their goodwill and the quality of their content was generally always going downward. Like there were high moments, I'm not gonna deny that. Like Taken King was like the peak of the Destiny era, in my opinion. I love Taken King so much. I love the Taken King ring, right? But like it was still on a downward trajectory, because it's never gotten to the highs of Halo 3 or Reach ever again. And I think a lot of it has to go with like the internal politics of Bungie, and like what they're prioritizing rather than a good story and an epic story. We're like a penny and he gets shut up. Oh no, we have to own the chuds. They have to own the chuds. Speaking of that, I find it ironic that the last day, the last update is gonna be next month, which is Pride Month. So they're gonna be like, you know, gussing up their icons with rainbow flags and bullshit, all while they're killing their game. Let's celebrate, guys. Also, by the way, we're taking Destiny 2 out back to shoot it in the back of the head. It's an interesting day to go on. I don't know. They had done it like this month or like the month after. Like it would have been a little better, I guess. But I don't know what the fuck they're thinking. She looks like the perfect person to play Helena of Detroit. You're not wrong. God, you're not wrong. I hate that. We're not gonna talk about the Odyssey thing. Like we already know the Odyssey is gonna be really bad. Anyone who has any sense, we might talk about it when the reviews come out and everyone in Hollywood is deep throating it, and anyone with sense is walking away or walking out the theaters. But you know, whatever. that's a different thing. Did you contact support? What do you mean? For what? Manui has his Destiny cat card. They didn't give me anything for it, unfortunately. Like, I did trials. I wasn't good at trials, but I did my trials. Thanks for reminding me of the Hibernate Maximum. I know, it's gonna be bad. It's always bad. The content you weren't able to play. It doesn't matter, because, like, they wouldn't let me play it because it sunsetted. Like, I don't know if you're aware of, like, the sunsetting system, TOA, but basically what that means is you're not able to access like old story content. So I mentioned Osiris, the Osiris DLC, because that was like the first DLC I bought, because that was the first DLC that came out after the, I guess you can call it the 2.0 update, because it was, you know, Destiny 2. But even probably more important, you don't have access to the Destiny 2 main campaign. You know, the Red War, which was the initial campaign that started Destiny 2. That's not available. You can't play that content anymore. Like, it's just gone. It's all gone. I don't know where it is. I assume it's somewhere in the vault. They could probably put it out at any time. I wanted to... Okay, that's one thing I wanted to, like, check, actually. With Destiny... ending, will all old content become playable? Will they stop sunsetting things? Let me see. No! All content will not become playable. The game will remain online, accessible to play. Bungie has permanently vaulted the majority of the pre-Shadowkeep content, such as the Red War campaign, that's what I was talking about, the Forsaken storyline, oh my god, due to engine limitations and file size management. Oh my fucking god. Okay, I mean, that's AI. Is that true? Destiny 2 was warned multiple times not to. You know what? Don't get into it, especially now. It is not worth it. Yep. Yeah, so everyone's like coming to the same conclusion that I was questioning. So like Red War, Osiris DLC, the Forsaken storyline, all that old stuff from like I want to say like pre 2019, gone. It's gone. It's all gone. Wait, when did Destiny 2 like start? To release date. When was the initial release date? I think it was like 2017. So yeah, that's like everything like pre 2020, 2019, something around that time is just gone forever. Dude, the Red War was fun. What are they thinking? Oh my god, this is why like I can't go back. It's not worth it at this point. It's not worth it. So yeah, yes, they're killing their games, they're killing their content. It's not available. If someone was able to like somehow like data mine it from somewhere, they would probably throw a hissy fit and try to DMCA that person for daring to let people play the game that they paid for nearly 10 years ago. Oh my god, that's so awful. Yeah, I liked the Red War. That was fun. That was like Dude, Destiny 2's release date was kind of like a high point. Again, like it's always been generally going down, but there were high points. The Red War was one of them, and we just don't have access to it. Also, here you go, TOA. Thank you for the redeem. Mwah. Thank you. God. Don't women have to fight the Red War every month? I mean, not all women. I'm gonna shut up. Anyway, but yeah, that's just... God, this... Okay, so like that's the big fucking news. That's the big thing that happened, because like this is like again, we've been talking about like how fucking insane how like Bungie has been like nosediving, especially ever since the release of Marathon. Marathon has not been doing well. I think the last time I checked, they had like 6,000 players, something like that, which is pathetic. There are more people right now. Actually, we can look it up right now. Let me see. Steam charts. Let me see. All right, how many people are playing Destiny 2? There are 15,000 people playing Destiny 2. How many people are playing Marathon? Not the old one, the new one, the current one. Is this the right one? Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, there's 9,000 people playing. There's over... Okay, so let's cut the difference. It's like about 5,000 more people playing Destiny 2 than are playing Marathon. But this is the game they're killing. 16,000 peak. God, look, at its peak, it was 316,000. I was one of those people. And then we have Marathon, which was just like... I think Marathon's peak was like, what? 77k? God, 11,000 peak. What was Destiny? 16,000 peak in the last 24 hours? Yeah, this doesn't math. Why are you killing the game that is objectively more popular and has a more ingrained loyal fan base than the new one that barely anyone talks about? Like, keep with this in mind. Marathon came out like 2 months ago and changed, like maybe 2.5 months ago. Destiny 2 came out nearly 10 years ago, and yet it still has more people playing it. but they how does this make sense? Also, yes, we have Scarecap today. I heard they use red dyed ice cubes. Oh my god. Never seen it, and now I before. Oh, you never seen this one? Yeah, this is my oh fuck. Cantania. Marathon who? Nobody fucking plays Marathon. Oh my god. I know some people who are like super obsessed with Marathon and like have been going to bat for it like as often as possible, but even then I see them like play it on Discord, right? Like, you know, you can see people playing, they're playing certain games right now, and Discord will tell you like, oh, this person's in game right now. I've seen them play less and less and less. They won't admit it. They will never openly admit it that the game is losing them and they don't like it and they're not enjoying themselves. But even they, the Marathon defenders, are losing steam, and it's just like, what are you? Oh god. And they're adding like a PvE mode because like, I guess like again it's like a desperate thing, like, oh, like, yeah, I think you mentioned it, Moon, like they want people to come to Marathon. They're not gonna come to fucking Marathon. This is not gonna get people to come to Marathon. Like, oh, we're killing your game that you already spent like hundreds of dollars in, because like Destiny DLC is expensive, you know, to get all the DLC. I think it's like $200 something, something like that. They're not gonna give you additional money, $40, to play another game that's not even as good. It's not gonna happen. If anything, this is gonna embitter people more to walk away from Marathon. I feel like in the coming weeks, up until like the death day, there's gonna be like people like logging in again and like trying to experience. I mean, it's not a permanent closure of the servers. You're gonna keep playing. You can still play Destiny 1 today, actually. but there's probably gonna be more people playing to like, you know, celebrate and try to, you know, remember the good times, you know, what few of them were. Again, as they dwindle more and more as the years went on. Yeah. Well, next year, this company will be forced to make offline versions of the online games. Yeah, that's a good thing. Stop Killing Games is like doing really best for next. Oh, is that confirmed? Hold on, let me check. Games bill confirmed. Sector Games Act is active. It requires game publishers to provide. Is it confirmed? It says it still needs to be. They have a bill, but it's not passed into law yet, as far as I'm aware. Hey, Jong, yeah. I used to follow this guy a lot, but then he voiced Kiri in Yakuza, and he did terrible, and now I don't want to follow him anymore. How dare you? My husband, you fucked him up. But, like, is it confirmed? Like, it sounds like they just have a bill. It's not, like, confirmed to be in law yet, or, like, it's gonna be passed yet. I think it's, like, it has a good chance of being passed, but I don't think it's, like, confirmed yet. Of course, there's like assholes, big companies are fighting against it. They probably aren't giving their names, but it's like, you know, we know who is doing it. Like the EAs, the Ubisofts, the Activisions. They're the ones who do not want something like this passed. So hopefully they're not. We can fight back against those assholes. Like fuck. Sony might be in on it too. I think they're like doing it anonymously because they know, like, hey, you supported this thing. Well, goodbye, ever spending money on you again. Apparently, it will pass in January next year. I think it was Twitter, so I take it with a grain of salt. I'm just being hopeful. I hope you're right, Snowy. If you find that tweet, please send it to me or put in the suggestion box on the server so I can like take a look at that. Because if it was confirmed, I think I would have heard about it. But I think it's, as of right now, from what I'm seeing here, it was just like, it is being pushed. Like, there's a bill, it is confirmed, they are going to vote on it. I don't know when it's going to be voted on, but it seems like it's going to be pushed forward, which is good. That's a good sign. But yeah, everyone is clowning on Destiny. It's not going to win. I love all these Asmongoons like shitty on it, which is hilarious. Destiny has been killed so that Marathon can die. Yeah, Marathon's I don't understand this. Come with the next. Work on Destiny. Okay, here's one of the copes I've been seeing. As of right now, as far as I'm aware, I don't think there's any confirmation that Destiny 3 is being worked on right now. Like, there is nothing confirming that there is anything happening with Destiny 3. So stop killing games. Bill, California. But that's like California. Like, it needs to be like either an EU or a American bill. California bill. Is it confirmed? Okay, it passed. Okay, it's not done yet. It's still heading to the full assembly hall for a vote. Yeah. After. Also, like, is this even like, it's good that this is being passed, but is it enforceable outside of California? Because I don't live in California, nor do I ever want to, and I never will. So, I mean, good for them, I guess. It's a good precedent. I do like that, at least. And I guess any companies in California do have to follow through with it as well. The reason why it has to be an EU or a American bill, because those are the two biggest markets. If the bills pass, again, like a bill that like requires them to do like, you know, all the I don't want to say demands. Demand sounds too strong, but you know what I mean. The demands of like the Stop Killing Games movement. If those demands are followed through with, it needs to be enforced by a large enough government, because otherwise you know, the big gaming companies, you know, Sony, Activision, Ubisoft, they would just like ignore it. Like, okay, fine, we'll just like they're just gonna ignore those markets and just like keep doing what again, and then keep doing what they're doing. But if enough of the market is forced to comply, then yes, they will have to comply. Otherwise, you know, they lose on basically what, like 50% of their business. I don't think they're willing to like lose that much business just to like scrape for some extra dollars with their stupid policies that they already do. Yeah, EU's only hope of it actually going through. US would just get lobbied out of existence. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, this is why I like the EU, and it has to be the EU or the US. But it looks like the EU has a good chance. I don't know. I haven't heard about the guy going forward. I forgot his name. The guy behind it. I haven't heard of him like lobbying in front of like the US House or anything like that. I would like him to try. I assume he must have reached out and they kind of just ignored him, which is unfortunate, which is really fucking gay. But yeah, like I think at the best right now, the EU is like our best chance because California says it's okay. That's just like a tiny little fraction. It's not going to be enough, unfortunately. But anyway, let's see if we could dial those promises down the train. But yeah, on with Bungie, like I don't think in relation back to Stop Killing Games, I don't think Bungie could do anything. I think Bungie can like wayside it, unfortunately, because okay, let's pretend that this January 1st bill from California, let's pretend it's like a nationwide thing or an EU bill. Even if it was, from what I understand about those bills is that like any prior games is not upheld to it, because like that's how law works. Like if you say tomorrow it comes into law that you can't drink tea. Like this is something random. Tomorrow they say you can't drink tea anymore. If you were drinking tea today, they can't like arrest you for that because like it wasn't law yet, so they're not gonna retroactively uphold the law. The same thing would apply to Bungie. They're ending support today or like next month for Destiny. So I don't think they're not gonna be held accountable for like keeping the game alive. Yeah, it's only one's effect, which is unfortunate. I mean, there is a potential argument that because the game will still be not getting updates but still be supported, like again, Destiny 1 is still supported to this day. For them to like there could be an argument for them to get off scot-free and not have to like re-upload everything. They might have to like kill the game. So like again, like pretend this is an over-encompassing bill that's like effective in the EU and the United States, whichever. Maybe because the game is live, because like it's still being supported, like the game Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 are still technically live even if they're not getting new content. Maybe they have to, maybe then they would have to retroactively add in the old sunset content as well. Maybe there might be an argument for that, but then a way to like to get around that is like as soon as they hear that the game is as soon as they hear that like Stop Killing Games bill is coming and it's gonna affect them as well, they might decide let's just kill the game so that we're not upheld to it. So like they have to, so they can dodge it altogether, which I can definitely see them doing that because I have zero faith in the company now. Fuck Bungie. They don't make good games, and I think they're really scummy people. And if they can get out of doing extra work, I think they would. That's why I love how Bungie is still trending right now. That's great. Seeing Furin just reminds me of the not safe from earlier. Did I post something not safe for work? There's a lot of Furin lose, and I love Furin lose. He's like my favorite legal loli. Anyway, which we'll talk about later because like there's some like censorship bullshit going on, and yeah, but that's on the schedule. Anyway, all that aside, I got distracted. We were talking about Destiny 3 and how like there's like kind of a cope in the community right now. Hold on, sorry. Need water. They like Capcom did for that one Mega Man dive game. They sold the game offline version for $30 in it, and that's all except collabs due to licensing problems. That would be amazing. But two things. One, I don't think they would be willing to put the work to do that. And two, if they did release all the content as like one singular massive campaign, single player campaign, because of how much there is, again, from Destiny 1 all the way to 2, that's over 10 years of content. I wouldn't be surprised if they charged like $100 for it, something like that. They would overprice it exponentially because like they're fucking assholes. But they know people will still buy it because like they want to relive like the old days, and even if even if it's only a single player and yada yada. But I don't know. I don't believe they would do it and be square about it. If they did release it all for like $60, I would be okay with that. That would be fine. I'd be willing to pay that. But no, I imagine they're gonna grossly overcharge it if they do it at all. Which, I mean, it's possible, but I kind of doubt it's going to happen, but we'll see. Anyway, but yes, speaking of, like, Bungie development and all that, as of right now, there is no confirmation or hints that they're even working on a Destiny 3. I don't even know if a Destiny 3 is even planned right now, because, like, I saw a video by Demion, I think it's the most recent one, and I feel where he's coming from, because like he's a big Destiny fan. I'm a fan too, but his whole video just sounded like pure fucking cope, and it kind of like comes off here as well. That like they don't have any plans right now. Like and they're also incredibly neutered. From what I understand, they're also going to be losing more employees in the coming months. So I imagine Bungie is going to become like a skeleton crew in the coming by the end of the year, or if not a little bit after. So all that plus Marathon, I think they're at least for the foreseeable future, I think they're gonna like go all in on Marathon, which is gonna flop and it's gonna fail. But they're not gonna have like the manpower or the clout for Sony to give them the budget and time to do a Destiny 3, because a Destiny 3 would have to be big. It needs to be like a grand showstopper, and they do not have I don't think they have like again, time or clout or respect to be able to do that. So what I actually think is going to happen, which is way more likely in my opinion, is Destiny 2 is obviously going to get like cut off. They're going to focus on Marathon for a bit. It's going to continue failing. I still think Marathon has a good chance of eventually going free to play. I don't know when that's going to happen, but like I feel like it might. But if they ever continue on, assuming Bungie is still alive by the end of this, I think what's going to happen is that they have to like focus on smaller titles. Which could be good. Like I've always been saying for like the longest time, like, hey, they need to like smaller budgets, smaller development times, and more games. Like you need to like focus on like more stop with like these big fucking Marvel Disney-esque like showstopper games that like each is like $100 million plus. It takes like 5 years to develop. Like, no, stop that. What they need to do is lock in and make some smaller titles, and they can do it like in the Destiny universe. Heck, they can do it in the Marathon universe, and that's what I've been asking for the longest time. That's what I wanted Marathon to be, by the way. I wanted like a single player campaign. I basically wanted Halo, but Marathon. That didn't happen, obviously. But maybe they can release like some small campaigns, like side stories, and that's the only way I can see them potentially moving forward positively. Because if they work on these smaller games and they're good, again, like ditch the fucking woke bullshit, lock in and make some good solid little games, and you can start working not only on getting some revenue back getting some respect back from Sony, and more importantly, getting goodwill back from the community. Because as of right now, Bungie is in the all-time shitter. They need to build up. Basically, they need to start from square one. They need to be treated like a small indie studio who needs to earn the big contracts and the goodwill. Because they ruined it. They ruined their reputation at this point, and there's nothing for it. And again, combined with like the fact that they're losing more employees in the coming months, nobody cares about Marathon. So what are they gonna do? It's funny how Microsoft are polar opposites. Soft buys studios and messes them up. When PlayStation does it, it's the studios do it on their own. You're not wrong. I mean, to be fair, if we're like talking about Microsoft, Bethesda doesn't need help fucking their shit up. They can do it just fine. The same with Obsidian, and those are the ones I'm most like I'm most keenly aware of because of like my assessment with Fallout and Elder Scrolls and how completely neutered two of my favorite series of all time have become. So yeah. But I guess like you are right. There's like the other studios, they have been like thoroughly fucked by the parent company, whereas Sony, they kind of just do it on their own. You're not wrong. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I understand where Demion's coming from, but there's no Destiny 3. And if there is gonna be a Destiny 3, that's like a decade away. Like at least, I feel. Because in its current state, I don't think Bungie is ever gonna get a contract that fucking big. Not from Sony. Not unless like they break away and make their own. But by then, the Destiny IP will belong to Sony, and they'll give it to someone else. The only way I can see a Destiny 3 happening sooner rather than later is if it's a joint project with Bungie, and then Sony gives another studio, not to them, but like they're forced to like work alongside them, because I don't think they have the manpower or the respect to be given such a project in their current state. Again, they're lacking manpower and clout, so they're not going to be given the money for it. So yeah, it's gonna be like a joint venture if it's gonna happen at all. But I feel like if Bungie even survives, it's more likely that they're gonna be forced to be working on smaller projects. I know that. Okay, that's like pretty much it regarding Destiny. Okay, apparently like this is like more that kind of cope that's going on. That there's people like begging for Sony to force Bungie to like start working on a Destiny 3 right now. It's 90,000 signatures, which is kind of insane actually. Focus on projects like Marathon. I'm so angry when we know Sony won't do anything about this. They probably won't, no. Because like there's nothing to look forward to from them at this point. Like I don't really see any future unless they're working on like some secret game that we're not aware of. I don't see a future for Bungie right now. Because as of right now, the only thing they have is Marathon, and nobody likes it. So what future do they have at this point? And I don't want to. I know I'm being very doom and gloom, but like I'm just like stating how I see it. Jesus. Oh god, they even made like a fancy logo for it and everything. God, like even if a Destiny 3 came out, say a Destiny 3 was announced like a month from now, and it came out within a year, that's not gonna happen. But say it did happen, I'm not gonna play it on launch. Bungie does not have my respect anymore. I'm not gonna play their game. I'm not gonna spend what's likely gonna be a $70 game, at least, if not more, $70, $80 game, for a studio that lost me 5-ish years ago already. And they were already losing me over the course of like 10 years. So yeah, like I said, I don't see a future for them unless something like drastic changes and they like and they humble themselves to an extent and just try to build up goodwill again with like smaller projects, maybe like single, like maybe episodic stories like set in the Destiny universe where you play as like one-off characters and something like that. Like I mean, that could work, or like, or the same thing with Marathon. Because I said, like I said earlier, like I wanted Marathon to be a single player campaign with an attached multiplayer. I basically wanted Halo but Marathon, but in the world of Marathon. Maybe they can do that. Revamp the art style a little bit, make the characters actually attractive. If they can just do that, like that's like the easy thing. I say easy, but you know what I mean. It's in comparison to like making a whole brand new AAA showstopper game, which they just don't have the resources for at this point. I don't know. I really don't see much of a future at this point. Also, like they're getting review bombed on Steam. Actually, let's take a peek at that. I have it ignored right now because I'm just so tired of Destiny right now. And I did this like months ago. They're still trying to sell you silver. Oh boy, guys, you can buy 10,000 plus silver for $100. Oh my god, such a good deal. Oh my god. Yeah, it's getting review bombed, and there's a lot of people trying to like reverse review bomb it because they want to pretend that everything's okay. And I kind of understand to an extent because a lot of people are like, you know, they want to like see this as a happy moment, but or like they want to remember the good times. But yeah, I don't I don't think this is it. How many hours do I have in Destiny 2? Do I have? I know I have it. I have nearly 500 hours in this game. Jeez. And I have about at least as much in like the original Destiny 1 as well. Oh my god, they were trying to copy the freaking Star Wars title. So like I'm not lying when I say like I'm a vet. Like I know, like I have 78% of the achievements and everything. It's just, jeez, why? I want to see what people are saying actually. Give us another final update to support Linux, please. That's not ever happening. Just enable all legacy content. That's never happening. They already confirmed that that's not gonna fucking happen. Well, they haven't confirmed it, but like they're not talking about it, so I doubt it's gonna happen. That's right, hack. Shut up. I can't believe after all these years, it just ends like this. Not a cinematic finale, but an absurd, aborted launch for a saga that would never be told. Yep. Support Linux, please. Now I'm gonna just play D1. Just enable. It's not gonna happen, guys. Look, if they do enable legacy content, I will think that would be amazing, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Fix art web. Love you, Destiny 2. GG Guardians. I mean, a lot of them are like legitimate fans who just want to like, you know, be positive and like remember the good times. At the same time, it's like this is a pathetic whimper of a death. This is not good. Listen to feedback, yeah. Now monetize basic customization. Yeah, just to change your colors of your armor, you have to pay money for that. Just to change colors. I mean, I guess Bungie did it first before Halo Studios did it, or 343 and Halo Infinite, where you're paying for basic color customization. It's over. It's over, boys. Unvote all the content we pay for per jumping ship. Again, like, I don't think they're gonna do it. If they did, that would be a massive, good first step towards like earning their respect to the players again. But I do not see them doing it. Like, it'd be way too fucking. It's too obvious. It's too obvious of a good move for them to do, so they're just not gonna do it. I don't see them doing it. I mean, I want to be proven wrong. I want them to like release the legacy content, but I don't think it's gonna happen. It's too fucking obvious. But yep, everyone's losing their shit. This has to cope about a Destiny 3, which is not gonna happen, not anytime soon at least. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like Bungie's just like in a purgatory right now. And I keep saying it, but like they don't have a future at this point, because the only future they have is Marathon, and it has less people playing it than Destiny 2, which is just pathetic. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea. What a marathons all time. Oh yeah, that's also a good point. There's more signatures for this petition than the all-time peak of Marathon. Marathon's peaked at like 77k, and there's more people signing this fucking petition. Which, to be fair, you know, it's a lot easier to sign a petition than fork over $40, but still, that's sad. Conquer. Conquer 2 is on chest to say Bungie. Oh, that'd be a wild like reverse though. If like Bungie took on the Conquer title or IP, made a Conquer 2, and then like all the promotion was like, you know, hot characters and bikinis and blasting shit, like blood and gore everywhere. Basically just like make a more mature version of Marvel Rivals with guns. And it's like a hero shooter. But they call it Concord for whatever reason. That's never gonna happen, but like, can you imagine it'd be a massive reversal? Christ. Like I appreciate the enthusiasm, but it just feels like cope at this point. Concurrent players though. I mean, they are right about that. There are not 90k concurrent players, but that's the thing. Like, the game is just not. People don't want to play the game because it's bad, and why would he want a Destiny 3 if the people who made it, brought it to the state that it is, would still be the ones in charge of it? So no, I question the mentality of it, because I feel like a Destiny 3 would just be the same like that's another thing, like it would just be more of the same bad management, the same microtransactions, the same shitty art style and uglified characters and yada yada, that we hate from Marathon and later Destiny. It's just gonna be more of the same. So like, why do you want a third entry if it's just gonna be more shit? So I don't know. Like, I appreciate it. Like, you're just like you're channeling those good memories and those good feelings, but it's on a company that doesn't really deserve it at this point. Like, they need to prove that they deserve the clout and the goodwill again, because that's gone, at least for me. But I don't know. I feel like the people who are signing this petition don't realize that. Like, you're asking for more of the same from the same bad people. And it's just like, yeah, it's the definition of sanity. You're just asking for a repeat. Not unless like we see like legitimate proper change from Bungie, and I think that has to take the form of like smaller titles where they just like the woke politics and just like, you know, lock in and make good solid games. But I don't know. I feel like I'm like screaming into a void. Like only you guys are listening to me, whereas everyone else is like either they're celebrating that Bungie's gone forever, or they're asking for them to stay and make the same shit again. And it both are terrible extremes in my opinion. They need to prove that they can be trusted again, which isn't gonna happen unless something drastic changes. But yeah, that's the basic gist of Bungie and Marathon and Destiny 2. Like, this was kind of like a big, I mean, not kind of, it's probably what's the biggest story. Like I said, like, I've been kind of like not avoiding but kind of ignoring the Marathon drama, because like numbers are falling. Okay, whatever. They've been falling for the past like 5 weeks, whatever. We all know that Marathon's failing, but this is just like, if Marathon's failure was like the getting shot at like repeatedly, like 22 with 22 bullets, their suction of Destiny 2 is just like, it's them getting hit by a howitzer. This is not good. I am curious as where this is gonna go, but I don't know. Like, either they need to begin a slow redemption arc, or Bungie's gonna be dead within the next like year or two. Yeah, that's really all there is to say at this point. But yeah. But yeah, speaking of Bungie, let's talk about their parent company, Sony. Now, Sony's doing some interesting stuff. God. I love how, like, they're simultaneously, like, shitting the bed while also, doing some good. Like, first the good. They're trying to bring back some older IPs, which apparently, or at least, like, I guess I won't be able to play Ghost of Yotei. Do you really want to play Ghost of Yotei? I mean, it's still available. I'm pretty sure it's still on Steam. From what I understand regarding what Sony's doing with this, yeah, the Sony with they're gonna be pulling the plug on like exclusive titles. I think moving forward, they're not gonna add any more exclusive titles. Oh, it's not on Steam. Well then, unfortunate. I mean, just play Ghost of Tsushima. That one's way better. Everything with revolving around Ghost of Yotei was not. It's not fucking worth it. This is not a good game. I don't care what anyone says. What is this? Player narrative game. Top peak current players on Steam. No, see, we're still playing Ghost of Tsushima. We're Stellar Blade. Sony doesn't like money. I mean, like, I can kind of see why they're doing it, like removing titles from PC. It's because they need to justify like having a console, because like it's been a meme since like the PS4 or like early PS5 at least. Like PlayStation doesn't have games. And if you're putting all your games on PC, why would people buy your PlayStation console? Like it sucks, but at the same time, like it kind of just makes sense. But at the same time, like they're just making access to their content like so fucking overpriced. Like all the major consoles are just making it not worth it. Like yes, the price of a PC is exponentially, it's like really high. But even with RAM shortages, I think a PC would be better in the long run. So like they're not giving incentive to want to come back at all, which is just not like, it's like, what's a good analogy for this? It's like you're trying to run a race where you're removing the weights off of your ankles, but you're simultaneously shooting yourself in the foot at the same time. You know, like you're helping yourself in one way, but you're also making it worse in another. Like way worse too, honestly. Because again, like it makes sense to like have like exclusives, but like no one's gonna want your exclusives if they're like inaccessible in terms of pricing and them not being very good. But the gap between them coming out constitutes when they come out to PC mains, they get to double dip. I mean, that's true. Yeah, if they do like a year release, right? Yeah. I don't know what. You're right. You're actually right about that, Moon. But also it's just like, God. I think they're trying to hope that like eventually like, oh, they'll just see like, oh, those games are so great, like I need to buy a PS5 now, but so I can play this one game. But at the same time, it's just, why would you ever? Because considering the price tag and the price of the games itself, it's just not worth it in the long run. So I don't think it's I don't know what's the winning move. Yeah, they double dipped on 3 consoles plus PC. I mean, they won in that regard, but at the same time, it's like I don't respect them for that, because like that was just like really shitty. Not marketing. It was amazing marketing actually, but it was also like, you know, I feel like that was them taking advantage of the players. But at least like they did it in a way that it felt like, you know, it felt like you were actually, you know, getting the bang for your buck, you know, buying the latest version of GTA 5 or whatever. Like, I know that's what you're talking about, GTA 5. But yeah, it's like they're making like the worst moves at the same time, you know? Like, having console exclusives is not necessarily a bad thing if you can like back them up with good hardware and good pricing. But simultaneously, they also want to control their media and everything, which is what like Nintendo does. Like Nintendo's very well known for like basically hard locking their content and everything. But Nintendo built that over years and years of goodwill and good content and at least until recently, very accessible hardware in terms of price. But Sony doesn't do that and hasn't been doing that for like nearly a decade now. So that's why they're desperately trying to catch up, and it's like they can't do it all at once. Like you have to do it slowly. And I mentioned that because I think we can kind of see those good steps being shown here with Xbox. I'm just gonna let this like play for a bit.
Brands. They're the consumer-facing identities for mass.
All right, okay. Actually, let's not. I don't want to like watch a whole video for like 10 minutes. But basically, from what I hear is like Xbox is actually kind of like turning things around to be a little more. They're kind of going towards being a bit more user-friendly and desirable. And like the first big one is like they're changing the logo. They're going back to like a more classical logo that brings to mind like the early days of Xbox. Which, by the way, the best Xbox logo was the 2001 to 2005 logo. That's the best one. Fucking love that one. Even though I didn't get into Xbox until like around this era. But like I love the original Xbox. It just looks fucking cool. But anyway, I'm just gonna let him talk.
She said that console feature updates are too slow. I don't have an Xbox, so I don't really know how often they get console updates. She admitted that Xbox's presence is weak on PC, which I mean, I don't think they're really gonna take on Steam as a marketplace.
They're not.
I mean, we all saw what happened when Epic tried that. It didn't really work out for them. She admitted that the pricing is too high and committed to fixing that. And she said the search and discovery features suck on Xbox. I assume she means the social features with this, which is kind of interesting because Xbox 360 was basically revolutionary with
I mean, like to start off, by the way, this is Asha Sharma, who is like the new CEO of Xbox after Phil Spencer. Everyone remembers Phil. He was in tons of commercials and everything like that. But what I'm seeing here, at least like in this first couple of slides, is that Xbox is actively she's actively like doing what I keep saying with a lot of like these videos is like the devs and the producers, they need to eat their humble pie and like admit we've been fucking up for a while and we need to like something needs to be changed. Like the old adage says, like the first step to like solving a problem is admitting you have one in the first place. And a lot of studios and developers and producers, they can't even get that far. She's actually admitting that, hey, these are like things that are frustrating players, where there's like features like again, like I was like going on about it just now, like how everything's just too fucking expensive. Like why, like yes, I think it is still cheaper to buy like an Xbox, but in the long run it's gonna be better to get a PC, so you have to like, you know, sweeten the deal in a good way, so like making it even cheaper, especially now, because like I think as of right now, like Xboxes and like all consoles, like whether it's Sony, Xbox, or PlayStation, they're all, I mean, or Nintendo, they're all the highest they've ever been. And like that was like the biggest draw for consoles for like the longest time, is that they're supposed to be cheaper ways to game as compared to a PC. Now they're losing even that edge, and it's even getting worse with like the RAM prices and all that.
Social features with this, which is kind of interesting because Xbox 360 was basically revolutionary with Xbox Live and how it connected everybody with the party system.
But like that's just the thing with like how a lot of modern UIs regarding like it's not just Xbox, it's PlayStation and the Switch, like Switch 2, with how it's just like all like super clean but also incredibly cluttered at the same time, and no personality.
I guess it's not surprising that it's just another thing that they fell behind on. But she did end up lowering the price of Game Pass. They brought
Oh
Ultimate
yeah, they did that, which was just really impressive.
from $30 to $23.
Is that like a month thing? I still don't like the idea of Game Pass, but I can see that being really useful for getting people in, and it's useful for some people. Game Pass. It says like $20 now. What? Wait, what's the current price for it? What's the 12-month cost? Okay, so it is 23 manually. It's still too much. Like nearly $300 for a year. But I mean, like, they are lowering the price, which is like at least an improvement.
And PC from $16.50 to $14, which might be the first time in history
Oh, really? They even made it even lower on PC. Damn.
we have ever seen a subscription service go down in price. She has fully ditched Microsoft Gaming. She killed the This Is an Xbox campaign.
That was such a dumb campaign. Like, it's literally the like, if everyone's a hero, then nobody is. If everything's an Xbox, then nothing is. That's not how it works. You know, words have meaning. It needs something to distinguish itself for it to be worth it. Like, why would I buy your Xbox if you're telling me I could just make something else an Xbox? Like, this is bad marketing.
Which both of those things are just huge wins for them. Like I've already made the point, Microsoft Gaming would be just completely going the opposite direction of what a brand is meant to do. And the whole This Is an Xbox thing was so stupid from the start. Just mega cringe. Whoever thought of that stuff, I'm glad they're fired. They obviously went back to the green logo, which really might seem like a small thing, but it is so big to people. And I think a pretty important thing is they set daily active
This is an Xbox. I'm about to, yeah, daily active users, like trying to keep retention of their players, like make it prioritize making them happy and wanting to stick around, which is just something I do not see any other company like openly saying that that's what they want. Like they just want sales, which is like good, but at the same time, like if you're not in the business of like doing if you're trying to like retain and like keep having returning customers, you do want like returning users
as their new North Star, which is just how every other tech and gaming company really operates. So it's really surprising that it's taken them this long to do this, of course.
I haven't seen anyone else admit it, but I guess it's is this AI? It has to be. But I mean, these are good first steps. Like these are actual improvements.
It really seems that she has Satya support. Satya is, of course, the CEO of Microsoft.
Yeah.
So
Microsoft. He's long on gaming. What does that mean? So the reports directly to him. He says his critical audience. So, okay, so she has a plan. She actually is like planning on doing
really
stuff.
Had to do recently. She claims to have killed Copilot on consoles,
which is good. Like I've been mentioning, I think I mentioned it in the past of how I think it's somewhere over here. I think he mentions it later, but basically, there's like a initiative going on in Microsoft because they're aware of like people wanting to switch over to like a Steam OS, like the dreaded coming of like Steam OS to computers, and then everyone just like mass quitting Windows is a incredibly terrifying obelisk in the distance for Microsoft in general. And I know like they're working on like streamlining everything. They want to get rid of like nobody wants fucking AI, nobody wants fucking all this bloatware. They want their system to play, and they don't want it to like advertise to them every like 5 seconds. They're trying to make like a streamlined gamer experience because like that's what people want on their Windows. Like you can sell the garbage to like your average mom and pop, but somebody who plays on PC, they know what they need and they don't want bullshit. So like they're actually streamlining it, and so it's good that they're actually bringing that to the consoles themselves as well.
I think it's really cool, and also better than
Streamers only is trying to scare.
And Phil. Speaking of Phil, I think Satya had low confidence with Phil. In October 2025, he set Xbox profit goals to be 30%. It was previously about 10 to 20%, and the industry average is 17 to 22%. So 30% is pretty steep. I highly doubt Asha has this same goal, and she's seemingly being allowed to spend and cut in places that matter. But something we have to remember is that Phil spent more than anyone. He led the acquisitions charge. I mean, the biggest ones being Mojang at 2.5 billion, ZeniMax at 7.5 billion, and of course Activision Blizzard at a whopping
68.7 billion. Has it been worth it? Like I know people still play Overwatch. I think they call it Overwatch now. But like, has that been worth it? I know they also did the whole Diablo 4, and unfortunately that did better than it should have. Like, oh god, Diablo 4. I still remember when they did that, like the announcement, or like Diablo's Ultimate on the phone, which I guess unfortunately that probably did make a lot of money, the mobile Diablo game, because fucking mobile games, people can't control their can control themselves. They're just gonna spend hundreds of dollars per person just to get money. I mean, that's like, it's a gacha system basically, and gacha systems are very profitable. So I guess the Diablo phone probably did. So I don't know, they might have made their money back already with Blizzard, even though like all these companies, except for maybe Mojang, because I think Minecraft is still relatively loved despite the movie, which is like god awful. But I think all these other companies, like, they generally, like, if you ask like the average gamer, I don't think they have like a positive opinion of any of these companies. Whereas Bethesda, Obsidian, Activision, Blizzard. But if they're making money, does it matter what we think of them? Unfortunately, probably not.
68.7 billion. I mean, a grand total of 78.7 billion
Holy
on
shit.
just these three alone. In his time, they also acquired Compulsion Games, Playground Games, and Ninja Theory, Undead Labs, Obsidian Entertainment, In Exile,
Oh my god.
Double Fine. I mean, I'm just saying, Phil was allowed to spend a lot of money for a long time. I think Satya had high confidence with.
What? Why? Come on.
7 billion. I told them to make Redfall before not even Phil.
Why did shit there of all places? I fucking hate Firefox. I need to switch over to Brave like entirely.
But in places that matter. But something we have to remember is that Phil spent more high just a partner canceled. Now this seems like a lot, but there are some.
No, these are ones that failed. Redfall was like an absolute disaster. Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush was actually really good from what I hear. And they kind of killed it for like no reason. I never heard of Mighty Doom. And the Perfect Dark game, I'm glad it's dead, because like they were turning a freaking Joanna into fucking butch lesbian, and she looked hideous. God, that Perfect Dark remake was gonna be terrible. It's good that they killed it, because they would have ended up just wasting even more money if it had come out.
Nuances to most of these, like
You
Tango
just been acting out lately,
was revived by Crafton, so it all did work out for them in the end. The initiative wasn't shut down fully, but it was heavily downsized, and it's now kind of just a partner.
Aaron, I have to refresh the page. What is happening, YouTube?
And you could argue Arcane Austin is Bethesda's failure, not even Phil's. I mean, Bethesda's the one that told them to make Redfall before Microsoft ever got involved. And is it really surprising that Bethesda has another failure? Do you want to talk about?
Yeah. By the way, this guy Drawn Out, he's really known for like I like following him for particularly Bethesda news, because he has a lot of hot takes about Bethesda, and he's really good at finding the data for me.
Which is of course Xbox's next.
Started yesterday for me, so they have done something, hopefully.
Console. They claim it will be able to play console and PC games. I don't know what this means. Is it just gonna have like the Xbox storefront?
Is it just gonna be like a? Okay, this is the first time I heard about the Project Helix thing. It kind of sounds like a Steam machine, basically. Like, it's gonna have like you're gonna be able to access like online stores like Steam and I guess Epic if you really want to. but I imagine it's also gonna have like a dedicated Xbox storefront, because like that's all this sounds like a Steam machine, but it's an Xbox machine basically. Which I mean, that's not a bad idea if they can like competitively price it, kind of like how people think that the Steam machine is gonna be competitively priced. This could be good, and like she did say, like one of her biggest goals was to like make it more affordable, because like gaming's not affordable right now.
Just gonna share
Hey, leave Epic alone. They give me free games. Yeah, but they're also gaming retarded.
your library from your PC Xbox account. I just don't get it. Is it gonna be able to play Steam?
They're
games?
99%
I
shit,
really
but
doubt
free
that.
is free.
What about a game like
I mean, I get
Tarkov?
free games off Steam too every now and then. Just
It has
saying.
its own launcher. Can I play that on the new Xbox? There's a lot of questions that they haven't answered yet, but hopefully in their summer.
With the E-Day thing, and dude, I have like zero hope for E-Day. Like, I love Gears of War, but like, I heard some of the comments from the director. With some fucking cholo who thinks he's big shit. Like, all the way to this fucking asshole. Like, he's such a fucking cholo. And I could say that. God, he's such a fucking nerd. Anyway, I don't know. I don't really have like high hopes regarding Gears of War. Like, I hope it's good, but like, dude, I have no. I've been burned so many times before. Like, they gotta earn my my thing. It's not a I mean, it's a slur, but like, it's a slur that Mexicans used to utter for other Mexicans.
Showcase, we get some answers. We know it's going to be built on AMD like they all are. They've mentioned that they're going to start shipping the alpha hardware to devs in 2027. So that's when
Still ways
developers
away
will actually
then.
be able to start building.
Yeah, like if whatever this Helix thing is, which again sounds like a Xbox machine, and it could be like their next Xbox. It sounds like it's like at least 2, more likely 3 years away.
Games for it.
Talking about
or
No
at least
Strikes
porting
Back.
games to it. Backwards compatibility. has
Like,
been
if a
confirmed, and they said
fucking Chicano asshole comes in and tries to fuck up my games, I'm gonna call him out for what he is. Which is he's a fucking vendetta.
they want it to be on all 4 generations,
Eat
and
the
it's
taco.
seemingly going to
It's not
be
for
a
sale.
gaming first device.
Guys, I had like the best tacos yesterday. Oh my god. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about those tacos because they were so goddamn good.
I'm not smelling any TV or sports.
I want to go back to that
It
restaurant.
seems right now they're trying to get all of the easy stuff right again. You know, the branding, the messaging, maybe even the pricing. Pricing might not be the easiest thing to get right, especially right now. But they got a lot of money. They don't need to make.
Yeah, they I think Microsoft can afford to take a hit or two to encourage like further spending on the software end. You know, pull a Sega with the Dreamcast. Of course, the Dreamcast failed, but if anyone can absorb those costs, it would be Microsoft.
Make tons of money off of everything. But as everyone knows, the hard part is still gonna be games.
Yeah, like they need to actually make good shit. Okay, so like the final nail in this coffin, or like the way to like get this to be worthwhile, is like, again, the games. Here's what they need to do. They need to go to every studio, nail the studio heads to the floor, and then scream at them, scream and piss on them, while yelling that they cannot do any more DEI bullshit. However, this is Microsoft, so they had like that whole document where oh, what was it called? Microsoft's DI requirement. Is that still like in play? That's the one thing I'm like, oh, is that really a thing? Oh, it was from 2019 to 2024. Okay, so they got rid of it. Okay, so they're cutting back for now. Now, is that spreading to like the studios themselves? Again, I remember the fucking retard behind the new Gears of War game. Did he get the message? Is he gonna like do right by us? Is he gonna actually make let's see, or Marcus, what's her name? I forgot her name. I can't spell. Marcus' girlfriend, Anya. Oh god, what did they do to her? What the fuck did they do to her? But yeah, are they gonna bring back what they like attractive women that they had in Gears of War? Like get like a gallery or something. Like even in armor, she looked good. Trying to get like a good picture. Is there a gallery I can? Towards the bottom. Dude, even like in getup, she still looks good. Are they gonna be willing to be able to do that moving forward? She became minister, damn. Trying to see like her initial reveal in Gears of War 1. But yeah, Anya used to look really feminine, and they weren't afraid to make the girls like actually look like women, which is something I don't think I wonder if they're gonna be willing to do this like in the modern game, but we'll see. I can't even see that, it's so blurry. Yeah, so you have like this very like form-fitting uniform. It looks so good. Actually, I kind of want to wear that. Actually, it looks really good. Anyway, but but yeah, they need to like lock in on the games. They need to go and bully, especially like Halo Studios. They need a good Halo. They need a good Halo. They need to go try to hire people who actually care. But like we already talked about how they literally went out of their way to hire people who do not play Halo. And I still remember that one guy who has like a Twitter post of how making the animations for the guns in Halo makes them uncomfy because like I don't like guns, and they make but like I can barely withstand it because at least these are sci-fi weird guns, so like they make me a little less uncomfy. And it's like, oh my god, like literally you're bringing these people into your fucking studio. Like, what are they doing? But yeah, they need to have like a good product. They need to make us want to play these systems again. And again, Sony's kind of doing it where like there's like discussions of them bringing back old IPs. Though whether they can respect them or not, that's the deal. Like that's like the bottleneck for a lot of this. Like, can they respect the old IPs and give us like what we wanted? Can they bring back old Halo? Can they bring back old Sly Cooper for like Sony? Can they bring back old Gears of War? Or can they bring back again, going back to Sony, can they bring back old Jak and Daxter with the same edge and fun to them that they used to have? Or are they gonna make the modern version of it? I don't know. I don't know if they have the gumption to do that. Like, Xbox is more on the right track than Sony. At least like they're taking steps to like improve things, but the bottleneck is, can we respect the legacies of these old titles and these old IPs? As of yet, I'm dubious on it. I don't know if they can. Like, I don't know, maybe they'll come out swinging and like the Gears of War game will be amazing. The characters will actually be attractive, and it won't be like a smorgasbord of none too subtle modern day politic references. Who knows? I doubt it, but who knows? Place near me that did some amazing Brietta tacos. It closed. Ah, rip. I'm sorry, Moon. Yeah, all the best places closed down. You know, the punishment is golden shower. You made the new Cortana look like she has downs. Time to piss all over you. Spoiler, he won't. You're not. You're probably right. But Bonui, the male gaze. I know that evil fucking male gaze. How dare you? I need to cut out my eyes. As the Bible said. I had fun with Halo Infinite at launch. They just refused to add content post launch. I mean, I had a little bit of fun in the multiplayer of Halo Infinite, but then I realized that the Spartans don't have asses like at all. And then I realized Halo Reach on the Master Chief Collection was more fun. So why was I playing this? So I just stopped playing it. It did not have the staying power. It's just into the story that eventually came out. Like, again, they had campaign multiplayer first and campaign separate. And the campaign was just not it. There's nothing to it. The Banished are not nearly as interesting as they were in the Halo Wars 2. Their leader was a fucking chump. The pilot was a annoying weirdo. The Cortana 2.0 was not my Cortana. I did not like her. And Chief just felt tired. He didn't feel like Chief anymore. God, I don't like the Halo Infinite campaign. Jeez. I think that's just Spyro. If they make those, I will let Sony ghost me. I mean, what if they did make those, but they made it like awful? That's the thing. Like that's like the issue I have. Like, can they make like Jak and Daxter was known for like attractive characters. Like here, like you see this chick right from the get-go. Are they gonna add this into a modern game from Sony? I'm sorry, but like I'm leaning towards no. I don't think they'd be willing to like bring like a good version of this in the modern. Look, you can see her fucking G-string. It looks a little worse than that one. Get it through. What is Jak X? Oh, combat racing. God, even back then they were starting to like dumb down. I mean, she just has cleavage, but still, like, God, they're not gonna do this. They'll race swap her. Are they gonna make Lupita play her? Is she gonna be like the face model for this chick now? And then cut off all her hair because Lupita doesn't have any either? Oh my god. Dude, I do not see them doing this. They're not gonna bring this back. I need to stream the Jak and Daxter games. Like, it's overdue. I need to get around to it. Whoa, what? Oh, I forgot that Daxter got like his own little girlfriend. She turns into like a sexy lemur thing. It's not lemur, it's like a what is he supposed to be? Like a God, they fuck. I love how she has boobs too, even though she's like a little yeah, I don't know what she's like, a possum or something? I don't know what they're called. But yeah, I don't know what the heck they're gonna do. Oh god, they're probably gonna do something like this, where, oh wow, even back then, like this is still on the PlayStation 2. What was this called? The Lost Frontier? What's the Lost Frontier? Yeah, even back then, they were starting to censor themselves. It's just like, oh god, this is ancient. Like, this process of like dulling down everything and making it more for the modern audience, whatever, has been a thing since the very beginning. Like, again, this is the very first game that she appeared in, Jak and Daxter 1, and this is the last game she appears in, where like this looks more like a teenage boy than a girl. Like, what are they doing? Yeah, the war on sex appeal has been going on for decades at this point. We just didn't realize it until now, until like fairly recently. Yeah, this came out in 2009, and it was already a problem. It's already becoming a problem back then. Jeez. But yeah, this is the bottleneck. Like, can they respect the original IPs? And I just don't know if they can. Like we're not gonna talk too much about it, but like to like kind of point towards that. Just like the recent reveal of like the remake of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. There's a ton of people already calling out like how they're censoring Anne Bonny. Let me see if I can find like the actual. Yep. Fucking Facebook post, but like it's probably the best we can get. We'll load. Yep, they're already. Wait. Is that the original? No. I want the. This is not a good one. There you go. That's a better one. I'm surprised Reddit of all places are actually like agreeing and calling this out. But already, yep, they're already like censoring her and like less cleavage, less risky outfit. It's already going downhill. Like we just started. Like the game's already coming out, and it just looks so bad. Again, I'm surprised Reddit of all places is the one like they're actively calling it out, making fun of the modern audience and calling them for what they are, Ubislop. Buggered her so badly. That's a good point. At least they didn't make her black. Did I show you like the funniest fucking thing ever? There's like a chart. There's a chart. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah, at least they didn't make her black. I guess that's one thing we can be grateful for. But like, we shouldn't be like willing to give an inch at this point. Like we've been giving them miles for the past like 10 plus years. Don't give them ideas. I know. There's still time for. God, can you imagine? Like they do like a mid like a day one update where it's like, oh yeah, we day one update, we just fixed some bugs and a few things here and there, and then you load up the game and it's just like and then she ends up looking like Zendaya or something. Like, oh, we just fixed some things, guys, don't worry about it. Oh my god. I mean, you can't even say that like, oh, they're not gonna do that. She's a historical figure, and Bonnie was a real person, which she was, by the way. She was one of the most prolific female pirates in all of history. But that's not gonna stop them. As the famous historian, quote unquote, who what's the word? Who worked on the Cleopatra Netflix series. My grandmother told me that whatever they tell you in school, Cleopatra was black. Don't let history get in the way of sending the right message. Just saying, there's always a chance to change it, to fix it, so to speak. Anyway. But yeah, even with that, they still couldn't just like, you know, leave her be. They had to. God, like in this angle really shows you how what they did. God, they took like a good like 4 inches off, or they added like a good 4 inches on to like cover up more. God, this is I'm not buying this fucking game. It's terrible. I refuse to give them an inch because, like, again, for the past like 10 plus years, we've been giving them miles. I'm not gonna secede a single inch more. That's it. I'm done. But yeah, like that's just like the thing with like at least Xbox is kind of improving, but Sony is still fucking fumbling. It's too early to say if Xbox is back. Like it's not back. But we'll see. Like at least like there's some good signs for them. Sony on their hand, like. I'm just gonna say, like, I'm happy that Stellar Blade did the correct thing and just like walked, and they're not working with Sony anymore. Oh, Snowy, here you go. Nope, misclick. There you go. Mwah. Thank you. Why are you eating me? That's not how a kiss works. Anyway, but yeah, like that's the current thing. Like in my notes, I call this like these sources like the return of the console wars. It's more of like, it's less of a war and it's more of like a sprint, like a 1,100 meter sprint or 50 meter sprint, and one of them has is crippled and the other one is slow. It just has broken legs. You know, like one's better but not by much. Either way, we'll see what happens. Valve keeps winning. The consoles are still floundering, including Nintendo now. So like, I just thought it was interesting. Like, it seems like there's some improvement happening on the Xbox side of things. I'm not gonna buy an Xbox, but you know, maybe someday I will. Anyway. Moving on to more bad news. There has been a really interesting burst of like more censorship. I mean, there's always more censorship going on. Like the big one was this one. I think you brought this to my attention, TOA. How there was Kickstarter was about to wanted to basically curtail like any like not safe for work themed content. So like you couldn't kickstart a project if it was like too lewd in their opinion. I apparently this like kind of came and went like really quickly. They fought back against it like immediately. So that's good. That's the good news. I just find it weird because I was like Luigi, they do nothing and they win. I mean, Luigi is the best character, that is true. And yes, that is literally what Valve does. Like the meme goes, does literally nothing, wins, does something, wins harder. That's literally Valve. It's not Valve's fault, the other companies are shooting themselves in the foot. Like, that is literally, it's probably the most well-deserved monopoly I've ever seen. Whereas a lot of monopolies are done through like low-handed tricks and like terrible action. Valve's monopoly is purely based on being the least shit and like actually doing what their customers want. So if monopolies are, I can agree that monopolies in general are bad, but this is one that I'm 100% okay with because they're actually doing something good. Anyway, back onto the censorship. But yeah, so they put a blog post and apology for thinking our mature content guidelines. The notice that the detailed rules released last week went too far. From their payment processes, we know who the payment processes are. Visa and MasterCard primarily. It just keeps pushing. They like this is kind of like what it's been like the past like year or two. This constant pushes from. Like, it's been happening, like, longer than that, but, like, particularly in the past year or two, like, they've been really, really pushing hard, trying to get, like, content released or censored and yada yada. We can even go into, like, this, the person, the studio that's behind, the Bunny Garden game, which is a really good, like, I think it's like a restaurant management sim. You're basically managing, like, a hostess class, but themed around bunny girls. I need to play it. It's on my wish list, I think. But like the studio just came out and admit that they had to be they can't be as risky as they want to be because they lose access to the storefronts and shit like that. And they also in particular with this one, let's ask this question. I mean, yes, true, but at the same time, like they also admitted that like apparently regarding this game in particular, there was like an issue with like they wanted to have like more flat-chested girls, like they wanted lowly body type girls. And keep in mind, this is the hostess club. This is a place where they sell drinks and alcohol, and the girls are supposed to be like drinking and having fun with you. You know, they have to be of legal age to drink alcohol. You know, they're at least they're a level. Age is a level, guys. God, I'm so freaking. They have to be at least 21 years old to like, you know, have this job. And be hostesses. So like even if they have like flat chest or a short or anything, like these are legal women. And in real life there are women who are like this, who are short and have petite body shapes. Like I think I've mentioned this several times. Like I have a friend IRL. She is like 4'2", and she's flat as a board. And she still has like problems where like she's pushing 30. And she has people still think that she's like in middle school or something like that. Yeah, the Clonade drama? Like the what? I haven't heard about this. Also, I haven't heard from Clonade in like a long fucking time. Was it something with Lowly related? Because I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, you posted? Okay, yeah, posted. We might take a peek at it. But yeah, it seems like for the sequel, they wanted to have like some like lowly style characters, and you guys know me. I love lowly girls. I love my legal lowlies, and in particular. But they can't do that because there's more and more pushback. In particular, lately, there's been more and more pushback against lowly content in general. Like we all know what's been happening with people like Chibi and Mizu, how like they're actively going after them. And trying to ruin their lives because they dare say that lowlies are cute and yada yada yada. It's just fucking insane. Like if I was more popular, I wouldn't be surprised if I started getting like hate mail and threats for thinking that for saying that I want to smash Lacrimosa from NTE, like fucking fictional character who lives alone and gets a fucking paycheck like every week from her government job. Where to post it? You can put in suggestions. Someone called it PDF material, basically. Of course they did. And it isn't. Like, that's because, again, it's oh, Clannad, that's what they said. Clannad's about a high school romance, and then in the later arc it becomes like it talks about how they grew up and then had a family together. How is that? How? Okay, I gotta see this. But whatever. So like two, you know, equal age high schoolers grow up and you know, become high school sweethearts, and then they turn into, and then they grow up in their 20s, have a family together, and are happy. I know there's multiple routes to Clannad. There's like the bad route where the wife dies early, or dies young. I think she died at like from childbirth or something like that. And then there's like I think the canon route is that they become a happy family and they live and they're happy and they're healthy and yada yada yada. Either way, there's no child involved except the child that they have. Clan ad. Sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's been a while since I've like actually said it. Also, here, let me see this link. I assume you posted it, Snowy. If I can like find it. Suggestions. What is this bullshit? Oh my god. Okay, it's a video. Let's watch this.
So I tried watching Clannad. So ass, bro. I tried, man. It sucked. Extremely common bad take from you. What, Clannad? Bro, the animation made it look like a ant. God.
It's from like the 2000s. Of course the quality isn't the best. What? Okay. I mean, okay.
I felt like such a pedophile watching this.
Oh my god. It's already started. It already started.
Does she not look like this? I just, like, why do they make the character look like that, bro? Bro, and I was like, look at his hair. Why is his hair like that? I'm literally crying. They look so ugly.
Respect the wife here. They're literally known as to work elements in Clannad. Sorry, for you to feel that way. They feel like a pedophile because they probably are a pedophile. Like, I am more worried that, yeah, I'm more, it's like, it's again, the self-reporting. Like, if you saw this anime, which is considered one of the most, it's considered like a hallmark, if I'm aware, regarding like, romance anime and manga, because I'm pretty sure there's a manga too. I would put it up there with like, oh fuck, what was the name of that one that I really like? It's the one with Taiga in Ryuji. God, what was the name of that anime? Toradora, yes, I would put it up there with Toradora in terms of like really good. I love Toradora. Toradora's so good. But yeah, I would put it up there with like the really good like romance animes of like the past era, like the 2010s and earlier. Apparently made a comment on the drama. Wait, really? Can you send that to me, TLI? I want to see that. I don't know if it's around here. Let's see, for being finally bonding with her daughter, just for making me cry again. Yeah, like it's just a sad fucking story. Like I for like a good like couple of months, I based my entire personality around like this. Let me see if I can find it. The Clannad, excuse me. God, I can't speak. Let me see. Terrible things Clannad. Yeah, this music video. Yeah, this stupid music video. I'm not gonna play it because like it's like copyright. But for like a year or so, this was like my entire personality, and it made me cry every time I saw it. I should like this. This is like one of my earliest like emo. This is like my emo phase back in school. Yeah. I want to listen to it, but like, no, I can't. It's like copyright. But go watch it yourself. It's literally just like terrible things Clannad. If you want to cry, just go watch this. Like that's how I was introduced to the series, and then like I haven't like properly watched it yet. But I do need to. I know. But I do know like the basic gist of the story and all that. So that's why I know this is like she's fucking retarded. It's saying that, making fun of it. Like yes, like yeah, she has like the okay. So like apparently the ant thing she's talking about is like the hair. That's an ahoge, you dumb slut. Like that's just a hairstyle. Like this is a thing that some anime characters have. And then of course like he's probably like latching onto like the, oh, she's too cutesy, therefore she's literally a child, so if I'm watching this I'm basically a pedo. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? God. This is like the same kind of like there was a guy on Tumblr, like he's like long gone now, as far as I'm aware. But but she's giving me this vibes like similar to like this I have the Huego. Yeah, I have the different one. I need to get out of that. But whatever. There was like this one dude, like his whole fucking personality was vilifying UU camp. Is that what it? Yuru camp, excuse me, Yuru camp. Like this whole dude's personality was just like shitting on this series because he called it pedo bait and all that bullshit. That guy was like the first time I encountered somebody who saw like an anime that was like purely wholesome and cute and decided that because it was wholesome and cute that it was like pedophile bait. That was the first time I ever encountered somebody who thought that. Nowadays, that's very, very common, but like keep in mind, like when Yuru Camp was coming out, that was like, when did Yuru Camp come out? It was like 2015 or something like that. No, the original one, 2018. Yeah, it was relatively rare to see that back then. So, God, it was so surreal seeing this guy. Like it didn't make sense to me. Like how do you come to that conclusion? Like, what are you doing? Like, it's such a sweet and cute series, and also this guy, like his whole thing was like trying to present himself as like a wholesome Chad, basically. Like, think of how Hollywood tried to artificially inflate Pedro Pascal. That's basically what this guy was doing to himself. He was like artificially inflating himself as like the wholesome Chad, who goes to the gym to learn how to hug better. Sorry, I hit the mic. But that was his whole fucking thing. But he hated Yuru Camp. So like that's when I knew like he was just fucking full of it. Like I actually kind of thought he was kind of a cool guy until he like he had started attacking this fucking show. Like, what are you doing, dude? I think he kind of came out as like he abused like his girlfriend at some point or something like that. But and then his like reputation online just went downhill at that point. But God, it's just so weird. Like the people who like who see shit like this and it scream pedophilia, those guys are probably the ones you want to look out for, who actually have the skeletons in their closet and everything. Also, hey Ollie, how's it going? Welcome. Clanat and Ano Hana to this day makes you crying just by listening to the songs. There's always a series that does that. Again, like if you want to cry, watch that music video, Terrible Things. Like again, I for like a year or so, I based my entire personality around it. I was so fucking emo back then, jeez. But anyway. But yeah, back to like the main point of how like everything's just getting censored more and more. Yeah, PayPal. This is like particularly concerning because I like to commission a lot of artists through PayPal. So I need to find another alternative to it. I don't think people should be allowed to buy these things. Payment process. Like that's the attitude they should have, but like unfortunately, like Steam, PayPal, itch.io, they're the ones like bending the knee and letting them get away with it. Like there's not enough people fighting back against Visa. Like again, like I keep saying, like someone like Valve or Elon or somebody needs to make a payment processor or like an alternative to Visa and MasterCard. If they can do that, then we would pretty much be done. No one will have to worry. They'll lose like tons of business overnight because everyone's gonna switch to that because they want to buy their fucking big titty anime figurines from Japan. So they're not gonna worry. They'll lose a ton of business, and then Visa will likely have to like get off this stupid crusade of theirs. But it's not happening anytime soon, as far as I'm aware. Read Oyasumi pun? What's that? You want a sad story? You can put that in like the book club. I might look into it. How the anime. What's that? It was alright. Work day and everything, and I have like some bad news I need to go over towards the end of the stream, but I'm okay. Rumble Wallet. I don't know if it's trustworthy. Yeah, I heard about the Rumble Wallet one, but like, I don't know. I don't really like Rumble, and I don't stream on there for a reason, because like, it's just like too weird, but I don't know. We'll see. The stream is shutting down, the piece is out of control. I haven't heard an update about this, by the way, regarding the PayPal thing, so I mean, I'm hoping in the future this will not be an issue. But I mean, and like this announcement came out like right after I got my art finished for 4th of July. And my 4th of July art is pretty lewd. So like, would it have been would that art have been like stopped if they knew about it? Like, I mean, to be fair, you can kind of get away with it if like you're just transferring money. And they don't like, if they're not too open about what they're selling. Just say like, oh, I am doing a work commission, then maybe you can get away with it. And like, as long as you don't like explicitly say that like, oh, I'm selling lewd art, maybe you can get away with it. I'm not sure if there's any way around this, but still, this is just really bad. I need to start looking into like a PayPal alternative and things like that for future commissions, because I do want to get more lewd art and such and such. But yeah, this is like more censorship happening day in and day out, which is just great. I mean, I'm glad that Kickstarter like reversed on it. The thing about Kickstarter though is like obviously they reversed it, but it brought, when I heard about the news, it made me think about how God, when people were told like, hey, we need to let people like have their lewd content and yada yada, like their big selling point God, for some reason their big selling point is like, you gotta do it for the gays, and like, because like they're the ones who are most affected by it. Like, dude, we're all affected by it. We all want to, yeah, like some of you might even remember we had a person in the chat who their whole deal for being anti-censorship was because, oh, it hurts the gay and the trans people. Like, it affects me. Like, I'm the one who's being affected. I mean, I guess I technically count as gay, but like shouldn't we care about everyone's freedom? And like, so like, I don't know, it's the priorities. Like, that's just like a pet peeve of mine. Like, if that gets you on board, fine. I guess that's fine. But like, I think we should be more worried about like the wider issue of like, maybe we should just be against censorship, period. But you know, people like that probably are very okay with censorship if it's against the people that they don't like and the things that they don't like. So maybe that's a little bit too much to ask from them, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that's just more of the same. They're coming for our lowlies, they're coming for our fucking gains, and more and more. Like I said, like, either ideally I want like Valve to do it, but like if like Elon stepped up and made like I don't know, an X card, I'd switch. I'd be perfectly okay with it. But again, I'd rather like Valve do it, like make their own payment processor for video games, if nothing else. But someone needs to come up with it, because like I noticed like some alternative processors in Japan that are coming up, but that's Japanese only, unfortunately, and so we need something for like the West in general, something that we can use to get past all this bullshit and like ditch Visa and MasterCard for good. Almost Chromie. Shut up. But yeah, with that in discussed, there's also more happening regarding not really censorship, but kind of like the double standards of horniness and like what's okay to be, what is okay for you to like as being horny and lewd, and then what isn't. I'm not gonna watch this whole video because it's like a 30-minute. This is Arch again. I haven't like done an Arch video in a while or like gone over it, but he made a really good point because like when this game when this video came out, the Planet Ronica one, which you probably already heard about, the past couple of weeks, or like the past week, I believe, two big animations came out. Gameaverse is the one that most people are aware of, but also this one, Planet Ronica. And I also think it's like kind of interesting to see like how people reacted to the both of them, because I think there is a bit of that like you're allowed to like one, but you're not allowed to like the other mentality regarding both of them. Gameaverse, is that the one? I think that's one. Oh, God, let me make sure I'm saying the name right. Verse Kit, is that what it's called? Guys, what was it called? What was the name of that? Gameoverse. Gameoverse. There it is. Gameoverse. Gameoverse. Okay, whatever. Gameoverse. Gameoverse was the other one that came out recently, and that's probably the more popular one. That came out in the past couple of days, which is fine, like, you know. But I also feel like it's a case of and I haven't seen it yet. I want to. I will. I promise eventually. But I feel like there is a bit of a double standard here regarding the two of them. Because if you weren't aware, when Planet Ronica came out, there were tons of people like saying that it was Gooner bait and this is the wrong one. That it was Gooner bait. Let me like try to find the quotes, the Twitter posts. Like, please find it. I don't know if it'll let me. There we go. Yeah, there's already people like calling it out, quote unquote, saying that it's Y2K slop. Porn bait protagonist with her ass on the screen every 2 seconds. And like the thing is, and like if you watch the video that Arch makes, the full thing, like Arch goes into, this is normal. Like this was a thing back in the day, especially if you watch like Totally Spies, which was one of the inspirations for this show. A lot of those cartoons were really they had like, you know, a level of sex appeal that was just normal back then, and it wasn't to the point of like, you know, full on, you know, sex on screen. Like these are still cartoons for kids, but like they had attractive characters and they were willing to like, you know, do a little innuendo here and there. Like this is not bad. And the reason why I call it like kind of hypocritical is because again, Kit from Gameoverse came out like in the past like the same week, and she spends like the entire episode in a bikini. And yet I'm not seeing anybody talk, well, not the entire episode, like a good chunk of the episode in a bikini. That's fan art, that's not real. This is in game. This is the actual like from the video. They complain about it? Okay. Lately underwater, Sonic the Hedgehog rule clothing. Sonic, what the fuck? Which is so good. I bet it is, but it's just like this is the first time I'm hearing about it. They're being goon slop. God, I mean this is Reddit defending it, so it is Reddit. Oh my God, either way, either way, complaining about it for either or is not doesn't make sense at all. Once this stuff is gone, they come for problematic stuff. Yeah, the stuff that they don't agree with and so on. Yeah, like again, like it's that phrase, like they came for the Jew and they said nothing, then they came for the black man, they said nothing, yada yada, you know that phrase. Saw guys on Twitter saying that all female characters were the attractive ones and males were just not. Sorry. Okay, with the attractive ones and males were just not. That was gonna be. Okay. I can believe that. Yeah. But I just, God. Either way, like if it's either or, of them getting Wait. Sorry, I wanted to see that really quick. What is that? Oh my god. Okay, that's a good thing. Okay. And don't get me wrong, like I have seen. Okay, so you're sending the thing. Yeah, if you're talking about the male gaziness, so then yeah, I have to agree. It's not Goonerbait. I like the pilot, but it's not Goonerbait, and I like the pilot, but it objectively is male gazy. Male gazy. God damn it! Why is this a thing? Which isn't inherently bad, but I did kind of roll my eyes at parts like this. Like, why was fold also never tied up low? What do you mean fold? Oh fuck. There we go. Let me post this. I can't believe VR chat died tonight. GG's. Wait, what happened? Those costumes are great. I love the cowgirl one in particular. She bounces with everyone. That's really good. Oh yeah, and then like the misinformation one. Yeah. Okay. So let me revise my statement. I'm just saying that like I saw more of the Planeronica directed at Butterfly here early on than Kit from Game Oververse. And like either or, it's really fucking stupid. The reason I and like in like kind of Archie was into it is how like you're allowed to like some things but you're not allowed to like others. It's just really like the safe horny phenomenon again, which I think we have talked about in the past. How you're allowed to like some things and you're not while others are not. Particularly like the big one that we all remember is the bear sex scene from Baldur's Gate 3, and how everyone and like all the game journalists were gooning over and they were like they loved it, and it was like, oh my god, this is so brave and beautiful and hot. And then these people lose their shit because what's her name? Because Butterfly here has a few shots where she's like really proud of her butt. You can find, yeah, there. Like there's like an in-show shot. And it's like the same problem here where like you can't even have like stupid shit like this, like have like an attractive cute character. Also, that looked like Theo from if we can find it. No. Yeah, that's Theo from Metal Slug. That's great. Actually, I like that one. If I went down like 2 hours ago. Oh, okay. Is VRChat like really just dead? Damn. It's probably just down for like a little bit. But either way, like it's not. It keeps happening. Where okay, I brought this up because this is how it was going for like the first like at least couple of days. Like how everyone was like kind of okay with I didn't make this by the way. Was okay with the Kit, excuse me, Kit, and everyone's like bitching over Butterfly. And it did eventually happen where people started complaining about Kit, but at the same time, I think there is a modicum of like the original statement I was trying to say here, in how Kit kind of qualifies under safe horny because she's a cat girl, because she's a furry. And furries often fall under, you know, being gay and yada yada, so it's okay to like them and think that they're hot. Whereas if you think this is hot, then you're the weirdo. You're the one there's a problem with. Really, both of them should be fine. You should be able to enjoy both of them. And like obviously there's more egregious examples. Lady D from Resident Evil is like probably the most egregious one. I remember seeing I pulled these pictures from Tumblr, so like I remember seeing like another post, like just look at the recent, not even Lady D from like Resident Evil 8, I think that was the game she was in. Just look at like the recent Resident Evil game, there was like a post comparing Leon from like Resident Evil 2 remake to how he appears in Resident Evil 9. And if you actually look at the two, he's like really jacked. RE9 Leon, he is fucking thick in his arms and everything. Like they made him really, really thick, which is awesome. But the same people who are pointing that out and saying like, "Oh my god, yes, I love that," like thicken my boy and yada yada yada, are the same people who are complaining about, God, why can't I just stay on the goddamn face? Or complaining about this, and just like the double standard of it all. And then calling it gooner bait and yada yada. Like I think it really just comes down to like what is appropriate, what they consider appropriate for like on that day of the week. They kind of went after Butterfly right away. It seems like they were okay with Kit. When did this come out? 416. Okay, so I guess it came out like about then too. They eventually came after Kit too, and they come after pretty much any character you like, really. Ars talked a lot about Bayonetta, which is like a really good example. And I remember I put it on like on a post like the other day. I remember how people don't seem to remember nowadays, but Bayonetta was the first sexed up girl that that people like Anita Sarkeesian and all those other awful people came after and said like, this is objectifying, this encourages the male gaze, it's rapey, yada yada yada. What was the word that they used here? Gooner bait. Like gooner wasn't even a word back then, but they would have applied it to Bayonetta. Nowadays, a lot of people consider her empowering. Before it was finally confirmed that Bayo is a ended up marrying Cheshire and having a baby with him. You know, she became a mom. They wanted to like insist that Bayo was like a lesbian icon and yada yada, and like they throw out all this this history that they have with the character, pretend it never happened, and just insist that like, oh, she's ours now. The point is like that's the point. They want to claim these characters. And I saw this happen to Eve, not Eve, 2B as well from Nier Automata. And like this wasn't even that long ago, but if you remember, like when 2B came out, like all the usual suspects fucking hated her. Like she was, again, the word gooner wasn't even a thing yet, but she appeals to the male gaze. She's objectifying, like, oh, she's a doll. Like she's supposed to be a doll, but they used that word to describe her. Like a lot of the journalists back then, like even back then, this game came out in 2016. They were already playing by the playbook that we're very aware of, calling her objectifying, yada yada, like a bad example for women. But nowadays they like her. Like she started to warm up to them, and like either they don't talk about her or like they adore her. And again, I've seen this in like my own friend groups and shit like that, because when the current hot thing came out, when Eve came out, we all know this. Like this was recent. They all hated Eve. She's a doll. She's a sex object. Gooner bait. Like by the time Eve came out, the word gooner was already prominent enough that people were calling it gooner. The same way they would describe oh, where the fuck is she? Trying to find a good picture of our girl. Yeah, there we go. By the way, she's also another thing that might be a reason why they do not like Butterfly is that, as far as we're aware, she's straight. There's actually a really good, like, again, I encourage you to go watch the full episode, but there's like a really cute little animation here. Let me see. Yeah. She pulls out.
How hard is it to find one stupid?
Yeah, she pulls out a freaking alien hunk Gooner mag for herself. Like this is hers. Like this was in her pocket, and she's just like, suddenly like putting it away. That's probably another reasons why they don't like her, because like they can't just claim that like, oh, she's for the girls and the gays and the days. she very clearly likes men, and it's also implied that she has a relationship with I forgot, I don't know his name. He just calls her Goober or something like that. It implies that like they might have a relationship with each other. So like they can't use her in that way because it's very blatantly like obvious that she's into guys. Anyway, like I got distracted, but the point is like this has happened before. And I know this that it's just gonna keep happening. Where they hated Bayonetta, but now they love her. They hated 2B, but now they love her. Right now they hate Eve, but I imagine they're eventually gonna start deciding that no, we need to claim Eve. She's ours. Like, we love her. We always loved her, actually, and yada yada yada. And I say this because I see it happening. People I know go to bat when Eve was fully revealed. They were saying like, oh, she's not as good as 2B or Bayonetta. Like she like those are actually good designs. Yada yada yada. Yet I bet if Twitter, if they had a Twitter post back then, keep in mind Bayonetta's like really old though. She's like this person I was like I was talking to was probably like in middle school back then, you know, along with me. But they probably hated Bayonetta too, because like that was the correct opinion to have, to hate Bayonetta, to hate 2B, and now it's correct and encouraged to hate Eve. And I imagine years from now, that person is gonna come around and say, I actually like Eve, and then they're gonna come up with another character, the fourth horseman of the apocalypse of sexy video game characters, and they're gonna decide that they hate that character too, because it's the fashionable one to hate. Never changes, only the language does. Yeah, basically, like the point is like this has all happened before. It's what you're allowed to like and what you're not allowed. Also, this is funny. I like how they turned it into a fucking lesbian thing. You're not just a gooner bait, not to me. Like, this is why I'm not disagreeing with you, Snowy, that there are people, and you did show me like proof. There are people like saying that Kit is a gooner bait as well, and like saying that she's too sexualized. I did actually, before this stream, I did see art of somebody corrected her design and made her like more flat, because like Kit very clearly has very there you go. Yeah, she very clearly has breasts and very shapely body. Cartoony, but still very shapely. Somebody on, I don't know if it was on Tumblr or Twitter, but I found a post where lost in the fan I put on Twitter at the moment. No worries. Please share with us on a Not Safe for Work page if you can. But yeah, somebody drew art of them correcting Kit by making her like more flat, and they were like, I thought this made her look better. So like, it's not unfounded. Like, they're doing it to both of them. I'm just saying that people notice, like, I mean, there's art of it and everything, that it was primarily being aimed at Butterfly over Kit. And I think there is some validity to that. Like, yes, it's happening to both, but I think it started first with Butterfly, specifically because she's normal, quote unquote. Like, she's basic. She's just a human girl with a big ass and a boob window and armpits. By the way, if you didn't know, she does have a boob window there. A lot of people don't really talk about that, but and it is kind of a case of like and then of the safe horny, like, you're not allowed to like this because it appeals too much to the male gaze and all that bullshit. They eventually came to that conclusion with Kit, but like, I think like their immediate gut reaction with Butterfly was to make those complaints, which is just fucking retarded, to the point that the developer, not developer, it's not a game, the animator came out and like addressed like, hey, like, maybe there was too many instances of like sexualization and yada yada yada, which is just fucking bullshit. I hate that. He did clarify, I think it's a guy, that apparently like he didn't mean that like he's gonna cut back on the booty shots. He just says he's gonna be like a bit more mindful. I think that was the word he used about where he's gonna put them. Like they're still gonna be there, just gonna only when he's ready and good and ready for them. But yeah, this has been a constant thing. The male gaze and us poor gays. What the fuck? It's a queer feminist. Amazing. And like the big like what the fuck moment while I was watching this video was when he described Has Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss. And it's kind of like the biggest example of how it's like the double standard of safe horny. Because like, okay, like you can like Hell of a Boss, you can like Has Been Hotel. I don't think they're that great. I really don't think they're that good. But it really is kind of a double standard in terms of like the design and everything. Because like they are attractive characters. Like I wanna fucking smash Charlie and Angel Dust like hard. However, under normal circumstances, they probably wouldn't be accepted, but because they're gay, now suddenly they're okay. And one of the biggest...
Start off with the enormously abusive gay BDSM romance between a peasant and an aristocrat, who's only meaningful.
And there's also like, again, like what he's going into here is like these really like actually toxic and terrible situations that are kind of played up for laughs and... what's the word? Romanticized, I guess that. Simply because like they're gay relationships.
Initial connection is bribery and rubber cocks.
So yeah, this guy is like his sex slave to like this rich dude.
Only meaningful. Yeah.
Toxic Yuri. Basically, like they're okay with Toxic Yuri. As long as it's Yuri.
What about this half-robot sex toy? Both gay, of course. Or what about the story where a gay male porn star is beaten, fucked, spanked, and choked within an inch of his life by 24 barbed demon cocks twice a day, whilst his boyfriend watches? Today,
I didn't know about that regarding Angel Dust. Like, I know Angel Dust had like a sad backstory, but I didn't think it was that fucking bad. Like, literally raped within an inch of his life, but it's okay because it's gay. I think there's also a I think there's also an element of like it's because he's a guy that softens the blow even more, because like, you know, men are not intrinsically as valued as women. If this was like a repeated rape abuse dealt towards a woman, they probably would be even more, they probably wouldn't have gotten under the radar as much as they did. But it's really, but it's like that's just like an additional proponent of it that Arch doesn't point out. But he is right that the vast majority of it is because of like the gushing it up with gay. Like, it's okay because it's gay. Never mind that he's being raped to near death every day. It's okay because it's gay. Oh my god. It's also okay because a woman wrote it. Oh yeah, that too. Like, it was written by... like, actually, yeah, Arch does go into that. Again, we're not gonna play the whole video, but like a lot of like the arguments for like why this is okay is because like it's being told from a queer voice point of view. Because I forgot the name of the lady who's behind this, like the head animator. But well, Golly G Williker, she's also a lesbian or something, or bi, or she's queer, whatever. So of course, like she's a proper voice who's allowed to talk about these dark subjects, even though she gusses it up in comedy and undermines it and makes it look really silly and stupid. Never mind that if a guy wrote it, first of all, he probably wouldn't want to write it in the first place. But if he did write it, he would have to be incredibly careful and with the utmost sincerity and maturity approaching these topics, like these terrible abusive topics. And it would probably be better written. It would probably be with more respect, but it would probably receive like 3 times as much. Not even. It'd probably receive 100 times more criticism simply because it was written by a guy. And be considered like borderline pornographic and normalizing terrible actions and such. Yes, it's okay. It's okay when they do it. Like the boys had Huey raped by a shadow hero and the director laughed and that was like it's okay when it happens to a guy. It's okay if it's done for laughs. It's okay if it's done to like the right people. Again, it's that safe horny. It's a proponent of safe horny. Like you're allowed to like it because it's the right people talking about it. It's the right message that they're pushing. Busy is bisexual, I think. The point is, like, she is queer. That's really the juxtaposition of it. Like, the juxtaposition. I use that word too often. That's like the meat of it. That's the meat of the conversation. What is this? Only if your characters send it around and show are wearing bikinis and the same body type. Are we being? They're not the same body type though. Kid is clearly like a short stack, whereas Miss Information, I think that's her name. She's supposed to be like a what's the word? She's supposed to be like more like tall and elegant and yada yada yada. But anyway, like this is all like this going back to like how it's not about what did Voss say? It's not about was it Voss who said this? There's no bad tactics, there's only bad targets. And as long as we're doing it like we're doing it, it's perfectly fine and okay. We can be as degenerate and weird and awful as we want to ourselves and our characters. But if a man does it, if a man dares draw this bullshit, again, trying to find like a good picture, like where she has like her ass out a bit more. But if a man does it, then we have some then we have issues. Like this is tame and cute compared to this. Again, like I can't show you the chainsaw dildo, but like you know about it. Game over, but I have seen everything I need. What do you mean? Also, sorry I didn't say welcome, NREL, but welcome. It's about the person who said it. Basically, like you're not allowed to do. You can't have your thing. You can't have your sexy fun time because it appeals to the male gaze. It undermines feminism, or it's harmful to gays and minorities and blah 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 blah. When we do it, it's good and pure and necessary. I forgot Destiny was unbanned and rebanned. Of course he was. I don't care about Destiny. I usually just see him get like fucking owned zone by Andrew Wilson and like similar people. So whatever. He's a fucking non. As of right now, it doesn't really matter. Okay. Seen the art and saw any for that series. Okay, that's fair. Oh yeah, that art. That's fair. But I do recommend watching Planet Veronica. It's only 7.5 minutes long and it's very very cute. I really enjoy it. Okay. Anyway, what was I talking about? The point is, it's a double standard. It's hypocrisy. It's really fucking stupid. If I had my way, I would be able to enjoy all of this. Like, I like Butterfly. I like Kit. I like Angel Dust. I like Bridget. I like what the fuck? Ike from Fire Emblem. Like, can I like all these characters and I like all these sexualities and all that. Like I'm a fucking gooner mess. So the solution really would be to let live and let live, right? But no, we can't have that. And that kind of just leaves like people like me in the middle, the bi guys in the middle. Just like we can't just have both. Like I can't have this, but I can have this. And what if I'm not feeling up for that today? It's just weird. I don't know. Like that's the easy thing, right? But like we have to have purity for something. We have to have like a puritanical culture on one end or the other, which is like I don't want either. Can I just have like my sexy femboys and hot girls too? Like why? Very good. I can't prove it, but Planeronica feels very French. I mean, I think that was the idea with Planeronica. It's based around a lot of like the animations from that era, which a lot of them did come from France. That is true. But yeah, it's just frustrating, and that's why I brought it up, because like I really enjoyed the Planeronica debut, and yes, well, Kit is being attacked as well, and that's also bad. Like I don't want this to be happening either. I just find it's just like, again, the double standard. It's like our pure and beautiful culture versus your degenerate awful one, and it's like dude, we're both gooners. Like you can't even just admit it. At least I'm willing to admit it, like openly and proudly. Like yeah, I'm a gooner. And I like both tits and dick, so why can't we just have both? ¿Por qué no los dos? But no, we can't have that because this is harmful to women. But you know, rev up them chainsaw dildos every fucking day. It's just fucking insane. And it's gonna happen again. Like we're gonna see more of this. Like I said, I predict the next Eve will become will become the new punching bag for these people who hate this and love this. And then E will slowly become like their new icon that they're gonna assist was always gay or blah 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 blah. And they're gonna try to claim her. Like the point again the point is like to claim culture and like make it your own and yada yada. Also, I forgot about this. There's a transformer. Why is this a thing? Oh no. That's like completely like unrelated, but I heard about this because of this video, and it's just like wow, that's something I didn't know about and didn't need to know about. Anyway, watch Planeronica. I promise I will watch Gameoverse eventually. It will happen. Anyway, do we care about the boys? I kind of don't. Let's just finish up on this thing. Oh, actually, we have like 30 minutes, so let's just go over this. What happened? I'm not gonna click on that not safe work tab because we are on stream. I'll look at it later. But thank you for posting all the lewds, Snowy. Appreciate it. Anyway, it happened again. Yes, I do take it personally, and I am going to keep talking about it whenever it happens. There's been more drama about people bitching about characters insisting that they are trans when they are not. They are just femboys and or tomboys, and we can't have nice things because people who probably do look like this are the ones who have to ruin everything for everyone else. Tomboy Racer will always not burn my rays. It's so fucking infuriating. I actually haven't seen this video, so we'll watch it together. I did watch this one. And this one just made me really fucking angry. But let's just watch this one together, and I'll like pause it as we go through.
We see some reactionary trans activists on Twitter.
They already erased Tom girls.
Trying to erase the representation
No, I'm here. I'm still here, guys. I'm a Tom girl. I'm right here.
of either femboys or tomboys.
This young lad in the 90s. I was one of the first tomboy lovers. I salute your service, Enrel.
Talked about this a lot because, like I said, this happens every month or every other month. Well, this time it's tomboys. Now they're trying to erase tomboy.
Yeah, they usually go after like femboys. Like again, they kind of successfully took Bridget away from us, as well as Vivian from Paper Mario. Unfortunately, they kind of won on those, but like usually they keep going after the femboys and the tom girls, which is tom girl is basically another word for femboy. Usually they're trying to go after them, but now they're coming after the tomboys, which I don't like any much more.
Tomboy, no, that's actually a trans character. I always find it ironic because they say they're against gender norms, but like I said, these are very reactionary people.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like whenever they insist that like a femboy or a tomboy is actually trans. Really, they're just like latching onto like the feminine or masculine traits that they're doing, and they're insisting if you follow these gender norms, then you must be that gender. Like they're just perpetuating gender norms. It's like it's just, it doesn't make sense. Like this is this thing that they've been fighting against for decades now, and now it's suddenly, when they can use it to confirm their bias for a character they want to claim, now now gender norms are okay and they're normal, and like they're clear indicators that this person is clearly a girl or clearly a boy, depending on the day.
Somehow they're so twisted in their thinking that they don't realize that's what they.
It's always weird. I don't know if Vivian was originally trans, but also like it was / is very common to call a woman by a boy, especially in Japanese, as an insult. I mean, I always saw it that he was an otonoke, which is basically just a trap, a femboy, and I think it was a case of wait, what? Oh. I'm gonna play the sad music again. I know you guys didn't like it, we're doing it. But I always saw it as because like he was just their brother. He was just the brother of the group. Like the one of, I think it was like 2 sisters, right? And then 1 brother. And they weren't like misgendering him, because like that wasn't a thing back then. When the original Paper Mario came out, like it was literally just like he's the boy, but he dresses like that. That word. Oh, speaking that word, ototonoke. Am I pronouncing it wrong? I mean, that's how I heard about it, but that's like the Japanese term for it. But I want to muscle my the Christmas guy. It's okay.
They are and what they do, which makes it that much more amusing as well. And so this tweet has become discourse. It's got almost 1 million views, 13,000.
Similar B, it's not a trans. Yeah. Like, so this, I'm kind of surprised this hasn't happened sooner, because this character
and so this tweet
is very clearly an androgynous girl. Like a lot of people thought that like her whole thing was like everyone thought that she was a boy because of like how rough and tumble she looks, but like she's just a rough and tumble girl who hangs out in the forest all day. That's why she looks like that.
Almost 1 million views, 13,000 likes. You know, other reactionary trans activists are liking this.
Because literally the opposite of that meme image of wow, I never noticed the transphobic, etc. Because I literally didn't remember that there being a trans, like she was never trans, so.
But the OP actually gets called.
Did you see the Princess Kaguya movie? No, I never heard of that movie.
They double down, triple down, dozen down, because again, these people never have self-awareness. And so the tweet says, rewatching Avatar. What they did.
Wait, what I say? This is literally the opposite of that meme image of wow, I never noticed the homophobia, the transphobia, etc. Because I literally didn't remember those being a trans girl in the chat crew. Did this person like post this?
Remember there being saying it doesn't matter.
Did this person literally put this picture in there and then think, yeah, that's confirmation that this character is trans? What? Who I am, it doesn't matter what people think. Like she explicitly says that she's a girl.
No matter what other people think. This very swiftly gets community noted. We can see it reads.
Cosmic Princess Kaguya is a femboy. Well, now I'm interested. Let me see. Cosmic Kaguya. Wait, is this a recent one? Wow, recent one. Can I get like something that's not Wikipedia? So the Oni picture? I'm guessing like this is the femboy. I mean, like that's like normal. Like I jokingly call myself a princess a lot too. Like I'm still male. It's just part of like, you know, the bit, you know, when you're a trap, so that's crossdresser and yada yada. And look at the reed hair Oni boy. To his right. This one? The red hair. Yeah, this guy, who's that? Yeah, I don't know who that is. Maid is a guy. I mean, that looks like a guy. Like, I don't. What do I do? The maid is a guy. Is that his maid? I don't understand. What do you? I don't understand what you're talking about. Let me look at the characters. Yeah, this guy. Kira. A biography then. Only boy and a person on the right, our right. This one. Oh fuck. Let me look at it. This one right here. That's a femboy, is what you're saying. This is a femboy. I thought you were saying like the main character was a femboy. Like I was assuming like this was the femboy. Okay, so that's a femboy. I don't know who that is. Yeah. This is a femboy over here, is what you're saying. I don't know who that character is. Let me see if I can find like a let's see. Okay, let's like get their name first. Is that him? Yeah, that's him. No way. Anime, movie, and a good story. Okay. So I think this is the guy you're talking about. Noai Komazina. Komazani. Let's see. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, younger brother. He's often lazy and apathetic, but is skilled gamer. Lamau. It's literally me. Except I suck at video games. His Sakura avatar has ears and tails of a cat. Oh, he's a cat boy though. Ew, gross. His Sakura avatar is a slight young man with long hair and feminine attire. Okay, at least like TV tropes is willing to acknowledge that he is a boy, because like TV tropes can be kind of bad regarding that. So okay. All right, he's cute. I like him. Too bad that he's a cat boy though. That's a major downgrade. I'm so upset at how good the designs are. Making me jealous of my freaking VTube design. Aw. I mean, you can get a new avatar or something. I mean, don't worry about it. Just like, you know, work towards getting a new model maybe someday. Just like me for maybe a little bit.
Series Avatar: The Last Airbender. She is a tomboy girl. Tomboy affirming she's a girl, and this person just
like it's just weird because like this person literally puts the interaction in their post, and they somehow think it's telling the story they want to tell, that she's trans, which is not the case. It's literally proving her point wrong. Like, are they stupid? Anyway, so how did this go? Oh, is this the same fucking person? Oh my god, it's the same person, isn't it? It is, like the same Hollow Knight thing and everything. What do they see now?
That must be trans. There's even more irony here, because the OP would follow this up by saying, play Hollow Knight Silk Song, watch Haikyuu, and remember that it's okay to be yourself. Existing is not a crime. Dude, you're literally the one erasing Tom.
Yeah, like that was the whole existing's not a crime unless you're a tom girl or a tomboy. Then you're clearly not doing it right, and you need to change to affirm my ideology.
Tomboy.
And that's what it is. It is an ideology. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. That's exactly what they're pushing. She could be a transbo. No, that's not how it works. Whatever she wants. She's a character in a TV show, so her character is pretty much set in stone. She doesn't appear in any other series after this. I mean, she might appear in the comics as far as I'm aware, but in that, I assume she's pretty much exactly the same. So if she was a real person, I guess you can argue that yeah, they can change and be whatever they want, whatever she wants, but she's a character in a show, and she's not gonna change. She's kind of stuck like that. She's gonna stay a tomboy forever because that's how she was written in the medium. And also, if she was a real person, most people don't do such drastic changes. They're either one or the other. And most people don't actually transition, actually. So despite what people would want you to otherwise want you to believe. Yeah, drawings don't have agency. Like, this is the same problem with like the lolis and everything, but it's like in a different direction. So it's literally that phenomenon where they treat fictional characters with more respect and they give them more rights, or like they believe they have more rights than real people. But it's like in a different direction. Rather than protecting them, it's just insisting that they can change and be whatever they want. What? They're supposed to not place to open the door for transphobia. Of course, they're gonna go that way. Transphobia, in fact, though, they're supposed to discover that yes, there are. What the fuck?
She wants.
There are those who identify with a character even though she. What?
She can be a tomboy, trans, both.
I'm gonna let him read it because he's just blocking with his fucking
she
head.
wants to be seen as a girl. She wants. And DOP says.
Okay. Yeah, even though she represents something else. Even though they represent something else. You can identify with a character for whatever reason, but that doesn't change the fact that like you are incorrect if you're assuming that this character is like me because this character is trans and I am trans, because this character was never trans. If you like this character and you feel like a connection with them, like that's fine, but you are literally making up a reason as to why you are, if this is true, what this person is saying, that people are identifying with this character because trans, they're objectively wrong, because this character doesn't qualify as that.
This post is not a place to open the.
Artist subjective. Oh my god. Yeah, art is subjective, but then there's also like literally what the character is. I can't go up to a character. I can't go to again, I mentioned it. I can't go to Ike from Fire Emblem. My daddy and darling. I love this guy. I can't go up to him and say identify with him because he's a perfect example of the femboy experience, because that's objectively not true. Ike is like the most masculine, traditionally masculine character in all of Fire Emblem. I identify him because of those things, because I do value masculine traits of leadership, strength, idealism, and friendship. Like, these are things that I do identify with Ike. But I can't, but that makes sense because like that's literally what he's about. Like, that's his whole character. But if I say like he's a paragon of femboy virtue, that's objectively wrong because he's not that. It doesn't make sense to like to latch onto a character for something that they literally are not, and you're just pretending that they're that because it makes you feel good, and they have the superficial traits that like make them look like that if you squint really hard. Okay. He's a fanboy, dude. What other character were they trying to claim?
Said, like you all know already as well, this is not the first time this is trans, but they're very and to erase POP's.
It's just the biggest self-affirmation show because he got called a man, but she's just a tomboy. I mean, yeah, that's the point. Because she's very androgynous, and she didn't like being called a man when she doesn't identify. She isn't one. She's just a girl. And this is a really good comeback right here at the bottom here from this guy. Wait till you learn since people have self-affirmation as well. Like, yeah. Like before I, really went all in on the femboy thing, if I was called as a girl, if I was referred to as a girl, I didn't like it. it made me upset. It's almost as if like you also have your own self-image as well, and it's not just, you know, it's not just trans people who want self-affirmation and yada yada.
This is like worse. That
I'm gonna have
her being
pockets.
a tomboy is like lesser.
I have all the
than being a
pockets.
Superior trans character.
So she got called a man but she's just a tomboy. Yeah, she is just a tomboy. Is this person learning? Like, the point is, like, you know, it's also funny, like, they're treating this as like, oh, self-affirmation is good, and like, I guess, yeah, it is, but also this person is actively misgendering the character. And like we already went over this, like how this person like sees sees the character as like basically being real, and all that. What was the line used? Yeah. Giving agency to the drawing, which again doesn't make sense. But this person was basically doing that. By their own logic, they're the ones misgendering this character, and they're the kind of person that oh god, I can't remember the name of the character again. The Smeller Bee would snap at because you misgendered her. Or insisting that she's actually a trans when she's not, when she just wants to be a regular girl.
First,
It's not racism or homophobia up until the Blondes comics, but Billy, this scene is just about a tomboy who was part of the boys group and is reaffirming herself as a woman. Yeah. I don't think it's wrong to think that way, but for me, the phrase he draws afterwards seems way... oh my god. Than just that, to be honest. I mean, you can ascribe whatever bullshit you want into anything, but it's still bullshit. I can continuously claim that this rock is a juicy cheeseburger, but it's still gonna be a rock.
then about the mere
Let me see that other one. Being the one that's being called misogyny. Yes. I mean, if they're using the word misogyny, it's probably because like they're throwing your language back at them. They're using your weapons against them. You're misgendering this character because you don't think that they look feminine enough, so you're being a misogynist. We're literally just using your logic against you. Yes, if some animal responds, it'll be ignored. A beast's place is in the corral. If all it knows how to do is moo. I mean, you're the one who's directly speaking to the animals, just saying. So you're not. So what does that make you? You're still engaging with us instead of admitting that maybe you're wrong. Make a tempest in the teacup. Forget that art is subjective. Yeah, art is subjective, but there's also like literally just completely pulling bullshit out of your ass. Regardless of what the character was representing at the time, your lines fit into other contexts and plus room for other interpretations. Yes, you're entitled to interpret things incorrectly. Yes, I guess you are. Representation would be should erase the others. Again, you're entitled to your wrong opinion. But in his head, he is a top, but it is not true. Shut up. I always love this episode. If you've seen, oh my god, here comes the hug box. If you don't fulfill every gender stereotype, then you must be trans. Apparently, yeah. This again, it's literally their stereotype. Because masculine women are only ever trans women, and little children should never be taught to be comfortable in their bodies as it is, right? Do you even realize how sexist? Yeah, like it's true. Like it literally is the sexist argument. They are literally being misogynist. Like that is a correct use of the word, actually. Because you have to, if you're not 100% acting like a woman, or if you look like a guy and you're actually a girl, then you have to be trans. Period. You can't just be you. You can't just be comfortable. And I think it's like I think that this is a response to like there isn't one, because like there isn't really an alternate way to interpret this. Like that's literally just the character. like you can like when it comes to like media being subjective, that's usually regarding things like themes uh and like and endings and things like that. Like was the bad guy actually correct, or what themes are they talking about? Is like things of family or power corrupting people and yada yada yada, you know, larger than life ideas. But if you read a book or watch a movie or whatever, and it says that this character is it says like, it describes the character. This character is a 30-year-old black man. Then you don't really interpret that character any other way. That character is a 30-year-old black man in the story. You can't come in and then decide like, oh, because he did this thing, therefore I identify him with more in this other way. Now, like I know that's like not like a perfect one-to-one comparison, but like the point is like you're completely just misinterpreting the character for your own ideals, basically. If you like pink, you just must cut off the penis. I mean, they would probably argue that I should. I mean, actually, I've had people argue that to me, which is really creepy. Trans people aren't erasing tomboys, you bigot. They are though, because that's actually factually not true, because every time a person nowadays comes out as a tomboy, they often get told by like their teachers and their classmates like, hey, maybe you're just trans and things like that. Like I've seen multiple speakers who like talked about how when they were a child they were like a tomboy, and they say like, if I were a teenager today, I probably would have been pushed to becoming trans instead of just being a tomboy and like, you know, doing what I wanted to do, which is like play football with the boys, until like, you know, later in high school where I decided, hey, I actually kind of like dresses and yada yada yada. And this is like factually incorrect. They're just like making shit up at this point. This is actively happening, and again, they're doing it with characters too. Like it's not even limited to media, it's actually happening to real life people. Again, like all the horror stories, people detransitioning, like they were just tomboys and then they were told to cut their breasts off at like 14, and it's just like really creepy, scary shit that's like actively happening. So to pretend that like, oh, like the chuds are making shit up and like they're just like mad, like, we're not coming for your tomboys, you idiots. Like, no, that's kind of literally what you're doing. There's a reason why it's a meme. Like, memes are usually based in some form of reality. Let me see, what is that? Show me. Yeah, this. Oh god, let me see like the full version of this. Can you get like a better resolution of this thing? Nah, okay. But yeah, like that, you can't really see it, but yeah, like it's literally like they're like forcing them to become trans instead of just being a tomboy. What is this one? Twinks Game Machine. Buy golf girls. Oh my god. They're making the twinks gay, and now they're depriving the goth girls of all the twinks that they love. And to be fair, it is kind of right to sin. And of course, like the fucking the Reddit's getting pissy about it. It's an Ollie homophobic comment from a person who crushes came out as gay. That's so. Yeah, the lack of self-awareness on Reddit. Like, again, that's why I was so surprised that there were like actually people on Reddit calling out the bullshit of people getting mad that Kit was too sexualized, or the what was the other thing that we saw today? basically like calling out censorship and things like that. Like surprisingly rare, like rare Reddit hot take that was actually like correct. But yeah, like that was that was it. Oh, the Kickstarter thing. Yeah, like they were calling out Kickstarter and saying how that was bad. Yeah. Again, rare Reddit win. Like, good job, Reddit. You did it. You finally had some common sense. But usually most of the time it's bullshit like that, where they're like, oh my god, look at this homophobic meme. Like, the buys need to just like suck it up and yada yada yada. Anyway. But yeah, that was the first time I saw that video. It was over this character, which I'm not like super gung-ho about, because like I didn't even remember her name, but like the reason I showed this is because like I saw it was connected to this video, which I did watch
Yesterday.
and the basic gist of this new one is that they started claiming femboys again, because of course they did. And I don't know, that first post, this one started like a trend, and then suddenly like other people decided like, okay, it's time to start claiming the characters I want. They came to this character, Data Live. This is a femboy, and again, they always get community noted because they're fucking retarded. You know, this character was like a femboy who cross-dressed to trick another character. Like it literally has nothing to do with him. What is their claim afterwards? Let's see.
All the screenshots and clips claim that Kitty the actual show. They then made this in
But it's on a rabbit hole of extremely in-depth, compelling evidence. Evidence like sexual arguments for Kirito from Sword Art Online being a transgender man. Oh my god. Is that, wait, who is this? Kirito from Sword Art Online. Let me see this character. The main guy. You're telling me this fucker let me transgender woman? Where? Like, I started with a joke. What is twice he's just an average anime protagonist. Yeah, like his whole thing is like that he's the boring anime protagonist, like the most boring anime protagonist. That's incredibly plain, but also like the best at everything, and so good that even in the video games he cucks you. Like, that's how good he is.
entire long chain of comments also trying to claim.
But no, he actually, I mean, just saying, a lot of the trans women I've met are very overconfident in their sex appeal. Like, they think that they're the sexiest, most desirable thing ever. Maybe they have a point. Maybe that's the subtext that they're talking about. Because I don't fucking know. SAO is peak. I mean, is it though? I mean, I don't hate it as much as a lot of other people do. I just kind of like, I get it. I get why people hate it, but at the same time, it's like I don't really care. But I just find it weird. Oh my god, Jesus, Ti. Trans Creators group chat and how that would, but then Bestie, Bestie.
From Sword Art Online is a trans woman, and that Sue.
Minor backstory details the character didn't realize it was a maximally trans fan. Oh my god. Oh my god, like they'll find like the most subtle, like nonsensical things, and they'll use that as proof that really you're just a girl. No, it does not end here. Oh my, okay, yeah, they're just delusional.
From ReZero. This is so insanely disrespectful. This is just actually.
Okay, now this is really fucking sad. Okay, so they're claiming that this person, Rimu, fuck, they're trying to get like a good picture of him from like the reincarnated as a slime isekai. I can't get a better picture than that, but that's what he looks like. He's supposed to be like a slime, but then he absorbed a character and turned into this, was very like androgynous looking character. But if you actually listen to the story, and I didn't know about this apparently, the reason why he looks like this, why he took on this form, is because he's supposed to look like this character. Because when she was dying, she requested that he as a slime absorb her, so that he can like retain her memories and a little bit of herself. So that's why he looks like that. He looks like her because he was trying to keep alive the memory of his friend. But no. It's because he's trans. He got forced into women's clothing against his will. I think we're talking about like another character. What do you mean that's weird? What's weird? The thing? But no, but like they take the like this kind of heartwarming story about like a guy who tries to like bring a car. No, him. Wait, I don't know who you're talking about. This guy? You guys are like all over the place. You're like getting me lost. Look like your dead friend. No. He didn't. He's not wearing her clothing. He's a slime, and absorbed her to become to retain her memories and like her appearance. That's why he looks like this. Whenever, so normally he looks like this. I'm trying to find like a picture. Can I get like a good picture? We had one earlier. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, normally he looks like this. He looks like a slime because like he reincarnated as a slime ago. Get forced into a bunny suit. Probably because like he looks cute as that. That's why they did it. And they realized they had a they had like a femboy. So like, okay, let's make the femboy wear clothing, which like, you know, makes sense. But the point is like he took on this appearance in the first place because he was trying to keep alive the memory of like the clothes don't, like forget the clothes. Like don't forget what he's wearing. The reason why he looks like this, like with the hair and like this androgynous looking face and everything and the body shape, was he was trying to preserve the memory of his friend. That's why they look so similar. Of course, like there's the differences of like, you know, the hair color and the eyes, but that's because like he's a slime. And I didn't know about this, but like with that added context, that makes this like so much more disgusting. Like they're just like completely writing off his character, deciding that, oh, the reason why he looks like this is because like, oh, it's obviously because like he's trans and he wants to be a girl really and yada yada yada. No, he did it to honor the memory of a beloved dead friend. And that just makes this all the more disgusting. It kind of just like, okay, like I don't want to be like too hyperbolic and mean. Like maybe they didn't know. Like they just see the character and like, oh, that's a cute character, and I want to take it. But if they knew this story, of this backstory, and then they decided that like, oh, that means and then they just completely ignore it so that they can push their, again, it's an ideology. They can push their trans ideology. That's really fucking. This is really gross, honestly. To do that, to just write off like his the backstory as to why he looks like that, just so they can say, oh, it's because he secretly wants to be a girl. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like an added level of like, you know, cringe and to like these activist people. Was like, really, you can't just like you saw that story and then you're like, oh, we still need to claim him. But it shows these activists don't watch the show. If they are promoting a character that gets forced into clothing they don't consent to, it would make trans people look good. Yeah, that's fair. Like there's two ways of looking at it. Like you said, Tio, it can be like they're just tourists and they don't actually watch the show, so they just see a character that looks androgynous and like they decide we have to claim that. Or worse, they did watch the show and they completely write off their the backstory so that they can continue pushing the ideology. Both are bad, but I guess like I hope it's the former than the latter, because like the latter just shows like a complete lack of like, I don't want to say empathy because like it's still a fictional character, but at the same time it's just like, wow, like to just dump all of that just to push your ideology is just like, wow. So yeah, I guess hopefully it's the former. Like they're just tourists and they don't realize what they're doing. Because if they did realize what they're doing, that is really, really gross. Doesn't even look like that much most of the time. They dress like that like twice. Yeah, like he like he always has this look of like in terms of appearance. Like again, TOA, you're kind of conflating things. Like I'm talking about his look. I don't care about the clothes. I'm talking about the way he looks. He looks androgynous. Like I'm talking about his face and hair primarily. Like I'm not talking about the clothing. Like that's where the main thrust of this is. And like sure, he does dress it like more girly too. Well, I guess like that's the point. Like yeah, like when he isn't Oh wait, I think I understand. Never mind. When he's not he's usually not dressed femininely. Like you said, with the bunny suit, and I think like in this picture he's wearing like a dress here, right? He's usually dressed more like this, with like, you know, a jacket and more masculine looking clothing. Like that's what he prefers to usually wear. Okay, I think I understand. I understand what you're saying. Sorry, I didn't understand it right away. But yeah, it's just sorry. Data live. Oh, okay. I guess that still kind of applies here too. Yeah. Like this is annoying, but like I was more concerned about like Rimuru from the yeah. I know. You're talking about the Data Live one. The fuck. God, it's always so hard to find the thing in the video. Yeah, you were talking about this one. Yeah. Like this was annoying, but I was more concerned about Rimuru's story, which I guess like that kind of applies too. Because like again, it's he doesn't usually dress like that either. Even with his androgynous looks, he usually dresses more like this. Yeah, with like, you know, less girly clothing. But yeah, either way, it's just another instance of them bullshitting and trying to claim that a character is what they're not because they need to be seen and whatever, blah 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 blah. Really relatively minor thing, but yeah. Geeky tours. Yeah, honestly, yeah. Gatekeep your hobbies. It's the only way. Last thing, we're not gonna really go over it too much. We kind of got the final season of The Boys came out. Nobody liked it. It was incredibly non-subtle. The director is desperate for attention, and he has nothing going for him in his real life. Like, it's rather sad, actually. And that's really all there is to really talk about. And he honestly doesn't really deserve more attention than that. Like, he's just pathetic, really. Also, just saying, the guy who plays Homelander, he is an actually chill dude. Like, I have a ton of respect for that guy. He's actually a really good actor, and he played the best character in the show. So, the only reason to show up, and, you know, he had to do what the director said in the end, but still, like, he actually maintained, you know, a proper character that people actually liked. The reason people were showing up. You kind of make well, no. Anyway, that's it. How the show's going to final season. Yeah, like, it's just really fucking stupid because, like, they openly admit, like, in interviews, the guy openly admits that, yeah, they made the show more political because of the Orange Man. They can't just, like, the dude literally lives in their brain rent free. Like, Homelander was just like a guy, but not just a guy. You know, he was a bad guy. He was one of the villains. But like he kind of was his own thing. But then, you know, 2016 happened, and then now it's like, oh, now we gotta make him specifically based on person I don't like, and it was, and yet somehow like this guy was still able to carry it, and he was still the best character in the show. Like, not a good guy, but still the best, most enjoyable character to watch, and also gave us like the best memes and all that. Again, phenomenal actor, this dude. Either way, terrible final season. Nobody liked it. It was the most whimpery, pathetic thing ever. Like, honestly, a really good comparison I saw was that the director is Homelander. He is the pathetic loser on the floor begging for attention. And I guess that's why he wrote him that way, because you don't get the right way, you know. So, appropriate. Anyway. But yeah, that is it for the most part. Yep, that's it for the week. Again, some funny stuff, some big stories regarding the like the Bungie thing, and then little things like the again, like the people trying to claim femboys and tomboys again. Like, yeah, you know, the usual. Oh, here you go. Here you go, TOA. Thank you for everything. Mwah. Hope you enjoy. But yeah, that's it for today. Okay, let me just like rip the band-aid off and make it quick. Like I said, not gonna be having a stream for like the next couple of days. I feel like the earliest I'll be back to stream again will be like Thursday. I think the calendar. Yeah, like next Thursday. Maybe Wednesday. We'll see. But like, don't but when we get pregnant. Here you go, Snipe. Thank you for everything. Hope you enjoy. Okay, let me just like explain what happened. Again, just my grandfather passed away a few nights back. So I'm gonna be out of town to attend his funeral. But yeah, that's what happened. He was a great man. I'm really bad at this. I haven't really talked about this like to anyone really, actually, outside of like my family. But yeah, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't. This is why I wanted to leave this towards like the end. I didn't want to like damper everyone like before we started and everything. But yeah, yeah, like, I'm gonna miss him, and you know I gotta be there to help my like. I'm more worried about like my dad and my uncles and my grandma because they knew him better than I did, but I'm gonna miss him too. Like I said, he was a great guy. Probably one of the both my granddad and my uncles and my dad. They're very strong, traditionally masculine guys, and I respect them a lot for that. So I just hope I can live up to him, and I feel bad at. I feel bad that I wasn't there like the most recent visits that my family took to visit my grandparents, but at the same time I kind of am glad I didn't, because apparently he was already getting sick then, and I don't want to remember him in bed and in pain and such, and so yeah, but I know he's in a better place now, but yeah, and it's also kind of tough because they're talking about I might have to be one of the people carrying the coffin in for the procession and everything. And I'm the second eldest grandson in the family, so I mean it makes sense. So I'm really good at yapping, and now I'm just kind of floundering here, but. You guys, yeah. I'm sorry for being so lost, but I hope you guys understand why I can't be here for a little bit. Yeah, the procession's gonna last at least 2 days, and the funeral, so I'm gonna be gone for a while, and so I just thought you guys should know. Again, I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, make an announcement or anything. Pretty much the only people who are gonna know are the ones here who are on the stream. Thank you, I appreciate it. But yeah, pretty much the only people who are gonna know are people here on the stream who were good enough to come and watch and listen. But yeah. But yeah, I wanted to be honest with you guys and tell you why I'm not gonna be here. I didn't want to just leave and not give you guys an explanation. So and I don't want to go too much more detail than that. Just know that there was a loss, and I'm gonna be away because of that. But yeah, I wish I was better at this sort of thing. BBL, so no. I don't know what that is. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna be away for the funeral. So if you guys don't mind me being gone for long. So but I'm not gonna let this. No, it's not. Moon, my grandfather passed away, and I'm gonna be away for the funeral. Yeah. I know you're not trying to be mean, but like I didn't want to repeat myself. But yeah, that's why I'm gonna be gone for a few days. But God, I am repeating myself. I guess I'm bad at this. I'm gonna try not to let this interfere with content. Like I said, just gonna be gone for those days, and then hopefully you guys won't have to hear about this again. I try to separate my real life as much as possible from VTubing and such, but so I appreciate the hugs and well wishes, but don't worry too much about me, guys. We'll be fine. It's gonna happen. It happens for everyone eventually. So, but again, I appreciate the support either way. Like I said, try to be back by Thursday at the latest, and so forgive me for going dark for that time. Just wanted you guys to know. Just keep if you're religious, keep my grandfather in your prayers or in your thoughts at least, and that's enough. That's enough from your side. But yeah, this is why again I wanted to keep it towards the end of the stream, so I didn't bring the mood down so much. Thank you too, I appreciate it. Again, there's a lot of people who are kinda who are here, but they're what's the word? They're lurking. They're not paying attention. If they ask, you have my permission, just let them know, hey, I was out of town for that. In case anyone asks, but I don't want to make a big announcement or anything like that, because again, try to keep it relatively private. But yeah, that's basically it. Besides that, guys, I appreciate all of you for being here, for giving me some time to just have fun and laugh a little bit, because the past couple of days have been a bit rough. Again, I'm most concerned for my dad and my uncles and my grandma, but it's hitting me too, if not to the same extent. But so I appreciate you guys giving me a bit of a bright spot for tonight. But yeah, I will be eager to to have fun again when we come back. So probably no schedule, because again, I'm not sure when I'll be back, but I promise it won't be for long. But yeah, thanks so much, guys, for being here. Always appreciate it. Stay happy and healthy, please stay happy, stay healthy. Go and hug your parents for me, your grandparents, and let them know that you love them, because you never know. But yeah, I'll see you guys later, right? Bye bye.